Cassie. How's it going?
Oh, he's already going for that cold brew.
Sweet.
Oh no, it's wine tonight.
Perfect.
Ever since
trying
you
to-
fucking told people about my piss shit.
What's the big deal?
It
Well,
feels like
I've
kind of victim blamey a little, right?
Wait, why are you the victim?
What? How am I not the victim?
Okay, yeah, you're the victim in this scenario where you outed me.
I'd say
It's,
the whole cafeteria was the victim in that
Yeah.
situation.
My friend who I did it to make laugh. was the
Exactly.
victim.
They were just like, I don't need you to do this, buddy.
Nobody's like chanting or like going like shut. They're going like no, stop.
I'm so sorry.
Well, the damage is done. You've done
Yeah.
enough.
It's
I
not,
mean,
you didn't do anything,
no.
Cassie, okay?
He made his choices.
It's half of my lifetime ago, you know.
Sure.
36.
Dang.
I was 18. That's half my lifetime.
That was only half.
That's the defining moment in my
You
life.
were 18. I'm
thought you were,
picturing
like,
him like
15.
I know,
I was
right?
picturing you're like at least
College.
at
Yeah, like a
least
freshman.
under 15.
No, I was in high school, of course.
Well, no, I just had my wisdom teeth out like a week and a half ago.
Yeah, how you doing?
So a lot better, like so much better. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I feel good. But I like pulled Adam and I drank like so much coffee today.
Nice.
And I have a lot of notes, like way too many notes, but I don't think we'll need them all, but that's okay.
I took the most notes on this one than I have on any other one though.
Really?
So maybe I think it's a note heavy.
Yes.
There's a lot to note.
Okay, perfect. Today we are doing 1996 thriller drama film Fear, starring Marky Mark and Reese Witherspoon, and I'm joined by the guys from Men on Film.
Hi.
Hello.
So, of course,
Thanks for having
everybody
us.
that listens to my podcast already knows about your podcast because I plug it all the time.
Oh,
Really?
really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
We've
That's
got
cool.
Will, Ryan, and
do,
Adam. That's it. And where can people find your podcast? And what kind of movies do you guys do?
We're SoundCloud boys.
Yeah, our podcast is on soundcloud.com/Men on Film. And we basically,
Apple too.
we do a lot of 80s and 90s movies, but honestly, we're open to doing any movie. There's really no rules, you know. We'll watch a movie and we'll talk about it. We don't
We're
care.
crazy,
It
man.
could be any movie.
Anything. The
It could be any-
craziest.
It could be anything except for the movie that Ryan's friend wants us to do that I don't want to do.
Oh, I wanna do Wedding Singer, but y'all won't let me do that.
Then we,
That's
should,
not-
well, we can do that together. I feel like there's a
I-
lot of movies that me and
Yeah.
Ryan want to do together, actually.
Yeah. Should we just let's just start a better podcast.
But true that.
Call it better.
Ryan
the
and
better
Ryan
podcast.
and Cassandra on film.
Mhm.
That would be fucked up if you guys did that.
Why?
That'd be rude.
I think it's cool. You should have you should record a podcast every day. That's like the new lifestyle that we're all heading for.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Rush Limbaugh's.
I don't know.
Now we're all Rush Limbaugh's.
I like your guys' podcast. It opens up my tiny little bird brain.
Oh, that's nice.
Think about movies I have never even heard of in my life.
You talk about the stuff that I say on the podcast, makes you really expands your perception, expands your mind.
Definitely studying human character, that's for sure.
I'm not going to think about that too much. I'm just going to take that as a thing. I think it's cool.
So basically, when 16-year-old Nicole Walker, Reese Witherspoon, meets 23-year-old David McCall, Mark Wahlberg, or Marky Mark, at a Seattle nightclub, she falls in love with him. David is exciting and charming, and despite the wide age gap, he wins over Nicole's family, except for her workaholic father, who's suspicious of David, and then, he becomes a violent sociopath, and it really gets good. So had you guys ever seen this movie, any of you?
No.
Oh, so when this movie came out, like you have to remember in 1996 that all we really knew about Mark Wahlberg, like we didn't even call him Mark Wahlberg. He was still Marky Mark. He was Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch from, Good Vibrations, that song. And then he was a Calvin Klein underwear model. When this movie came out, I thought like, oh, this guy sucks. This is going to be a shitty movie. I just dismissed it. And I was like a 15-year-old snobby high school freshman who only watched
Right.
like art films and shit. And I wish I watched it because it's pretty awesome. Because the
It is
director is actually really good. James Foley, he directed Glengarry Glen Ross.
Oh,
And
nice.
he also directed this cool movie called After Dark, My Sweet with Jason Patrick. That's like really awesome. And
What's that about?
it's based on a Jim Thompson novel. It's the guy that wrote Killer Inside Me. I don't know if you ever saw that Casey Affleck movie based on the novel, but this guy wrote extremely violent and nihilistic, I guess you would call them like mystery novels, or like they're like noir novels, usually about like really fucked up people. And
Sounds twisted.
Didn't he also do Last of the Mohicans?
no, that was the writer Christopher
Okay.
Crowe, who I don't know if is related to Cameron
Whoa.
Crowe, but it sounds like it. But yeah, this
Any relation to the Crow?
Maybe.
Yeah, he's cousins with the Crow.
Interesting.
they had a Perfect Strangers like sitcom where Christopher Crowe and the Crow lived together in Chicago.
Yeah, the Crow was like Balky.
Siskel and Ebert would love it. A tribute to Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I dismissed this movie, and then I didn't really get on the Marky Mark train until Boogie Nights and Basketball Diaries.
I've never heard of any of the things.
No,
Of this.
Boogie Nights I've heard of. Is this the
You ever
Marky
seen-
Mark's first movie then?
This is not.
like
It's
a
hard to say
second
because
movie,
this movie was
right?
Boogie
shot.
Nights is the porn movie, Cassie.
What?
Boogie
that
Nights
help?
is amazing. It's like a
That's how it helps.
masterpiece.
I
So
feel like you'll be like, oh yeah, I know Boogie Nights.
Okay.
It's a big movie.
I just know Mark Wahlberg from I Heart Huckabees. That's what I had known
Oh,
him
yeah.
from.
yeah, I mean that's pretty
Departed.
obscure.
Yeah.
I just like that
That's-
movie. I've seen it a lot, and I liked him in that. And
I
then
like
I
that movie
found
too.
out all that stuff that he did to that Asian guy, and then those black children, and it's so messy.
Wait, I didn't know about the black.
Let's get into
children
this.
thing.
Let's get into yeah. So before he was in the
Well,
Funky
hold on. I never got into Mark Wahlberg as an actor until Insta Family.
What are all these things? I've never heard of any of this.
The 2019 or maybe 2018.
the one with Rose
film
Byrne.
Insta Family.
Okay.
I didn't know he was an actor before that.
Well,
Um,
basically,
Ryan's
he-
fucking around, Cassie.
He blinded an elderly Vietnamese man in his
Yeah,
early
that's the
20s.
hit
That's-
that everybody knows. That's the A
Technically,
side.
that's disputed. That's actually
Wow.
Right. He had it coming, is what I heard.
in the Wikipedia. They say he might have actually already been blind.
What?
What, is a liar.
Vietnamese
This
guy.
old Vietnamese guy's a liar. Beating.
So Marky Mark,
Is the
when he was a teenager,
allegation.
was involved in multiple hate crimes
Yeah.
because Boston is like one of the most racist cities in
yeah, he's from
America.
Boston.
It's where my dad's from. He was like a bad kid, and when he was 11, there's a story of him like chanting the N-word, chasing 3 black
Oh.
kids. Like 17, he beat up a Vietnamese store clerk, and people say he blinded him. I read on Wikipedia also that maybe he didn't blind him, that the guy was already blind. I don't know, but
hmm
We were
He
talking
said,
about a different guy that he blinded. Like there were 2 guys.
also
No.
it's funny.
Well, that's good.
It's interesting that he did that.
That's better.
Not necessarily funny, but it's interesting that he beat this guy up because I think at the same time he was in New Kids at the Block.
No, that was his brother, right?
No, he's an original member. He left the band early.
Well,
Wow,
because
he
he was
pulled
like
a-
too much of a star.
He pulled a Beyonce right out the gate.
Yeah, he Beyonce. It definitely makes this movie like it works good in that way. Like knowing
Right?
that he was like a huge piece of shit, like just Boston shithead kid.
Well, here's
Seems
the
like
thing
he's playing
about
himself.
in this movie that he has to accomplish. He has to do 2 things. One is he has to look like a model, which he does because he was a model. And the other thing he has to do is he has to be a violent psychopath. Which he is.
That's
Yeah.
pretty easy to do. Yeah.
Well, there's
Yeah,
not a lot of
he's-
tough models, you know.
It's an autobiography.
He's genuinely scary. I thought in this movie.
He was super creepy. It seemed a little too natural.
Exactly.
He's also genuinely attractive, right? I mean,
Absolutely.
But the fear is always based on like him being like really magnetic or whatever. When he like with Alyssa Milano and stuff like that, he's like
he's not
saying
like
these
Yeah,
these
he's-
threatening things, but in this like sexual dominant way.
He whispers the entire movie.
Yeah.
I didn't think he was hot. I'm not like a muscles person, but I did watch it with. That's why I like him in I Heart
am.
Huckabees. but,
Yeah.
Um.
He looks like he does a lot of push-ups.
I mean, he'll get you to slip out your seat for sure.
Yeah.
I even wrote down. I said, when I saw the end of the movie, I was like, and that's why you don't date hunks. And I think that should have been the caption.
The bad boy. It's
And then
like
you
they're,
just
they're
set
either
your
gay or dead.
pen and paper
in
down
this
and
movie.
go to sleep. Yeah. Sorry.
That should have been on the movie poster.
No.
The other thing is like
yeah.
watching this movie, I was thinking, I liked him when he was a young actor. He was a genuinely great and exciting actor. I think I saw
Yeah, he's
Basketball
solid.
Diaries before Boogie Nights, and he steals the movie from DiCaprio. If you watch Basketball
I've never
Diaries,
seen it.
I've
which is
never seen
about
this.
like
I'm gonna watch it
Yeah.
tonight.
about
Heroin,
like
right?
what's that?
The heroin movie.
I
Yeah.
love heroin.
Spoils. Spoiler
so
alert.
sorry. What's the big
Dang,
deal?
dude.
I mean, I'm talking.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Have you seen it, Adam?
No, I haven't seen it.
Oh, okay. Just want to participate. I get it.
Yeah, I
It's
just want to
cool.
participate. I just thought I'd chime in.
But anyway, they're like bad kids in New York, and DiCaprio's the lead. Mark Wahlberg's his best friend, and he's a complete psycho in that movie. He's so good, and when that got him Boogie Nights.
Mm.
Okay.
Apparently, this was shot in '94 and didn't come out till '96.
I saw that. I thought that was really weird. Is that typical?
It happens.
That is weird. Yeah.
Probably dealing with hate crime. They wanted to
Yeah. They're like, let's let this cool down.
Let's let
And
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I did look up like the Washington rule for consent, and it's 3 years. You can be 15 and sleep
Oh,
with an
okay.
18-year-old. So I think this was
Well,
good. They were good to
I
go.
don't. She's 16 in the movie, right? That's
Oh, he's like
her father says
23.
she's 16.
Shit.
He's 23 in the movie.
Yeah, he's
Wow.
like 23.
Well, he
Yeah.
said
Catch
he's,
that.
he says he's looking. It says he's 23.
I
Well, no,
think.
he's 23 years old when he shot it.
Oh,
But he's
his
he's not-
character.
they don't ever explain
Sure.
his age, but he's definitely older.
Okay,
He
looked it
says I'm taking a year to really weigh my options when he's in reference to
Mhm.
college. So I assumed he
he's
was like
but
he's drinking-
lying. He's lying.
he's drinking a beer
That's true.
as well
Could
at
be
the
any
coffee
age.
shop.
Yeah, so he's
Oh.
definitely at least 21.
And
Whoa.
that coffee shop looked dope as hell. Are you kidding me?
That did look cool. I
Damn.
want to hang out there.
Fuck. It
Breaking
seems
down
like
the
so
case.
easy to be cool in the 90s if you were Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah. Well, there's always like alternative music playing in the background.
Adam
you
was
can just,
cool
like-
in the 90s.
Was that when he was drinking piss?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Cool days. Fuck Cassie.
As if this is
I-
your first episode, Adam asked
No.
Frank
No.
to make his friends
Big-
laugh. He drank a little urine in the high school
Big
cafeteria.
deal. Just a
And it
little.
was really funny and everybody liked it.
Everybody
and-
thought it was
have-
cool.
I have
Was
a funny
cheered
Adam
by the whole-
story, but
the whole
it's like
school.
I don't think it's gonna be funny to you guys. I think it'll be funny to my girl listeners.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
let's hear
You know
it.
what I mean?
That's basically
I'm-
me.
So okay, good. So, and I'm only saying this, and I don't want to be made fun of like Adam, but
I wouldn't wish that on anybody.
like when I was young, I went through this really creepy phase after I saw Jurassic Park, and I was really attracted to Jeff Goldblum. So I was like really into like old man looking people. And so then
What the
I
fuck?
like had a
What's
thing
going
for Adam. And
What the
then, well, it's the truth.
Did you
And
fuck him?
then, no.
No, the old man.
And
thing is
also
kind of
my
what I was
parent,
getting-
nobody taught me how to put on makeup. Nobody taught me anything. But I got this idea. I was really young. Okay. I got this idea in my head that like Mark Wahlberg style, that if you want if someone to be attracted to you, you just have to have really big, beautiful eyes, like an actress. Right. So like,
Oh, that's cool.
right.
That's a good
so,
thought. I get thinking
well, like
that.
because of mascara, like
Yeah.
women put makeup on, but like I wasn't old enough to
Yeah.
understand that. So
Right.
I came up and
You
tried
just
to talk
drew
to
your
him.
eyes bigger.
No, I walked up to him in
Yeah.
the hallway and tried to talk to him, and I went like this
What the fuck?
the entire time, like the entire time. And I
Sorry.
remember
In
distinctly,
case-
yeah.
For
I
the
remember-
listeners out there, she took off her glasses and then she did the guy from the Guinness World Records TV show who can make his eyeballs pop out of his head.
yeah.
Exactly.
Or is the
yeah.
best approximation of that.
And like I
Or like Roger
remember-
Rabbit when his eyes pop out the hole behind
Or
the
just
bar,
if somebody's like
knocks
really
over the-
surprised.
he knocks over the salt shaker.
Yeah, or just if somebody gets surprised.
I legitimately remember turning around, walking away, and thinking, "Oh, that definitely worked." Like, I probably look so amazing with my eyes that big.
And then the next day you see him just
What?
chugging pee in the cafeteria.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
appropriate too.
thank God.
and
thank
your
God.
eyes genuinely go that big and you're like,
Mhm.
oh boy.
Like,
Yeah, that
whew,
fucked me up.
I dodged that.
See, that's the
bullet.
thing. You want to.
I don't remember honestly, Cassie. I feel like I don't
Yeah, you
think
don't remember.
we were in
But
like
here's the
high
thing.
school, right? We were in high school, right? Yeah.
I was really dumb, even into high school. Yes,
I
correct.
don't.
that's why you
remember
needed an
all our
older
interactions
man.
being great.
Yeah.
Jeff Goldblum would have
Yeah, what the
fucking
fuck are you
walked right
talking
in that
about?
high school, and he would have seen your googly eyes and made a beeline right towards you. He would have picked you up right then.
100%.
Yeah. Have you seen that picture of Jeff Goldblum holding or with the two blonde women
No.
like recently?
holding
It's
their
like a
neck?
recent picture. He's just holding both of them by the neck.
Oh my
And,
god.
they're like models and
He's
they're
holding
just
them
like,
like
yeah, we
3
What?
feet into the air.
fuck.
That's
That's
Paige
awesome.
Elkington. She's in Wobble Palace.
Mm,
She also went viral last
Nice.
year
That'd be cool.
when her boyfriend ate her ass at Coachella. It was posted on
Damn.
Instagram.
She sounds cool.
Wait, what?
Yeah, Jeff
What?
Goldblum has a show in LA and he just picks up chicks.
Yeah.
It's like, he does
he
like
does
jazz.
Yeah.
He's like,
I love
I
Jeff
just want to go to a little nightclub and I just want to play a little jazz. And, oh, it's right down the street from my house. Next thing you know,
yeah.
just grabs him by the
yeah.
neck.
Holds him by
takes
the
him
neck for
home.
photos. Yeah.
I just feel like Marky Mark was like channeling my vibes in this movie. He's like, how do I look as crazy as fucking possible?
Well, he makes
Yeah.
great eye contact at the bar playing pool.
Oh my god.
That's
Right out the gate.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we can get into the movie, sorry. Okay. We open with a beautiful aerial shot of the city. And I think it's Seattle, right?
Definitely
I saw the
Seattle.
needle. Yeah. I
But
saw
they're
the
not
needle.
in Seattle throughout the movie. They're in like some far off suburb.
Bougie gated community.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Suburb
they're
outside of
suburb
Seattle.
people, but they go downtown to party and shit.
Yeah.
Okay,
Suburb of
okay.
Seattle. A wealthy
I gotcha.
suburb. Yeah, it's a cool house.
And I don't think they're in a gated community. I think like they're the only house and that's the gate just
Damn.
for their property.
Do they have a personal security
awesome.
Morty or Marty?
It's a movie house, you know.
That's an assumption. I'm not going to agree with that.
I mean, you can look at the aerial shot.
Okay,
Alright.
strong. Oh shit, Williams got starting with some strong opinions.
That's an
already.
assumption.
Guys, this is getting intense.
It's
The
weird.
first smart house, right? So they definitely stole this from the DCOM smart house.
Yeah.
Dial
Be
code
smart
Santa
house,
Claus has a
safe
pretty
house.
smart house, I have to say.
True. Yeah.
It's a
yeah.
smart house, you could say.
And also, did you guys notice that the mom is the
Hot as hell. Yeah.
mom from
Amy
Casper?
Brenneman.
Everybody in this
She's
movie's
from
hot.
what?
The dead mom from Casper.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's where I knew her from.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about this movie with Devon Sawa, Cassie?
Who's that?
As Reese Witherspoon, I think it'd be awesome.
Right?
Yeah.
On it,
He
truly.
definitely could not play Marky Mark.
Just throwing it out there as a thought experiment.
Well, okay, so we see this modest mansion, on the edge of a lake. Well, actually, it's the ocean, sorry. Complete isolation. And Nicole is showering. So we get this like slow, sexy pan up to our 16-year-old, which is super creepy. And
Yeah, but she was 18 at
That's
the
so
time.
funny.
I
but she's
don't
playing
think
a
that was a sexy
16-year-old.
shot. I don't think that's a sexy shot. I think that's
Alyssa Milano is much more objectified in this movie.
I felt that was an empathetic portrayal of her
Hmm.
as an adult. And then I felt, but it did give me vibes from Last House on the Left, which starts in a similar fashion and I think is an influence.
Did it give your dick vibes from Last House on the Left?
I was a child.
Not till the
You
end.
sicko, dude.
I know.
You
I
can
want
look
movies
at
to
her.
do that now and just have no sense of being like, yeah, maybe people are gonna think this is weird.
right?
Dude,
They
would
do
immediately.
that now.
They
Cuties.
they almost like exclusively do
But
that.
but that's
Sexualizing
that like-
teenagers.
what's Cuties like? It's like it's a self-aware movie.
Commentary.
Yeah. Commentary.
Well, this is a commentary.
It is that, and Margot's character has a
That's
lot.
fine.
She's sexualized, but she has a lot of character development. Like there's a reason for her sexualization. I think that this
Sure.
is like a mirror shot for later when we see her in the shower upset, but it still creeps me out. This Reese Witherspoon doesn't look like Reese Witherspoon in any other movie. She looks like an actual baby slut.
Right.
Yeah, she's
But-
super
I don't-
young in this movie.
I don't mean
Younger.
that as
Don't-
an insult at all.
No, she's
Yeah, you
like
can't-
that's the idea. That's her
she's-
character.
Lolita,
Yeah.
right?
Or
She's a brilliant actress. That's the other thing. And
hmm
seeing this movie is like, it's really fascinating because by the time she's in Election, like a few years later, she's already like fully formed and has like
Mm.
habits. And when you see her in Election, like you see those
yeah,
ticks and those little things she does in like
Yeah.
Legally Blonde,
hmm
mannerisms.
even in Freeway, even in
That's
whatever
what
she's in.
mannerisms are.
You know?
Okay.
But like,
I haven't seen
even when
Freeway.
she's in that drunk driving video with the cops. Oh, Freeway's
I
amazing.
love that video.
But in this one,
Let's do it, guys.
yeah, she's like, "Do you know who I am? I'm Reese Witherspoon." And the cops are like, "Ma'am, you are clearly intoxicated. We have
This
to
is
arrest you." And she's like,
America.
"Yeah." She's like,
wait, that's a real
but
video.
she doesn't have those.
Yes.
Oh my god, that's
Yes.
awesome.
I'm gonna have to look that up.
Nice.
That's wild.
It's amazing, and she's perfect and adorable in it too. It's like it's
Just
perfect.
perfectly driving drunk.
Perfect.
But that said, I think I heard someone like a director talk about child actors, and the reason why they like working with child actors is because they don't have bad habits, and she feels like a clean slate in this
So
movie
you
in a
could
way,
almost like
she's-
groom them to whatever you want them to be. Is that kind of where you're going?
Oh,
with it?
calm down, QAnon over here. Jesus Christ.
Oh, I think he's just talking about William being a pedophile.
Yeah. So I think here's
Fair
I think
enough.
here's why, directors really like working with young female children actors is because you can just kind of mold them to whatever you want.
Do you guys, I mean, just because I know you guys all have kind of a deep wealth of knowledge about acting, like, do you guys think that
Yeah.
morally that it's okay for kids to even be acting and getting paid to act in movies and TV?
That is a good question.
Well,
guys.
they don't get paid, do they? It goes to like a trust or their parents or their legal guardians.
Mhm.
Is that still a thing? I don't
Yeah,
know.
it
If
does seem
they're
like-
enjoying
it does
if
seem
they're
like it's-
enjoying it.
There's
Like,
an
really
Italian
little?
zombie movie called Burial Ground where instead of casting a child, they cast a dwarf, like a little person, in this role as a boy.
Oh.
And it's good because there's a sexual incest scene between him and his mother.
Oh, that's why they had to.
So
Like
in that
Nicole
case,
Kidman
Jesus.
movie,
But,
where
like-
she's in the bath.
We should do that one too, guys.
it would be nice if Peter Dinklage played children in like movies,
You know what movie I'd love to hear
like
you
The
guys
Sixth
do?
Sense.
Freaks.
Yeah. I've never seen it actually. I know about it, but
Yeah, I'd like to
yeah.
hear Will talk about that. Okay, so then
It's
Get
good.
freaky.
okay, the dad's outside running the property. He is hot. I'm just gonna say it. And then the
William Peterson.
Nice.
Who you can
he's
see
a
on my
good- he's a
wall.
good
Hot, dude.
looking.
Yeah, this movie cast is awesome. The one that William
Okay.
has a poster of in his back.
Oh,
Ooh, we got upgraded.
Gummo. Yeah, Gummo.
If you can't,
No,
can't
the one
see
on the left.
Oh.
if you can't
Live
see
and
the
Die in LA.
screen, William has a giant poster of this actor fully nude in the background
William
of his
Peterson.
office.
That's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Weird.
Yeah,
it's
th- this-
it's clearly
It's not
homemade.
weird.
Yeah, it's
I
like
have a nude mannequin
telephoto
in my
lens.
kitchen forever.
oh,
He's sexy.
really.
He's gorgeous.
Why?
He's
Why
I mean,
not?
he's a silver
no,
fox.
Cassie. Why is
Why,
he sexy?
why not?
He's a silver
Why
fox.
is he sexy? I
Adam.
was asking Cass why she had a
Have you
mannequin.
seen that
in-
beautiful
in her kitchen.
silver hair?
That's cool. No, so it was just like a little fun design thing. What?
Yeah, and then Nicole's stepmother, she's like, "Oh, save some hot water for your dad for our threesome shower." This family
Yeah.
is sick. Okay, this family
Yeah.
is
That's not
fucking
what-
sick.
Sexual. What's
Okay.
William? What's your? Why are you such
I
a
mean,
have such a hot?
when did
hot
this
take?
happen?
Everybody that's listening that has seen this movie
Oh, really?
knows what I mean, and so I'm
Yeah,
not,
right
I don't have
out
to
right out the
defend
gate.
myself.
There is sexual tension between the parents and the things. The whole daddy's girl, Danny's girl thing that happens, and also the scene where the mom is in the pool with all of them. It's like weird boomer Gen X sexual tension in this movie.
Mhm. It's so awkward. The mom is very clearly jealous of the daughter. It's creepy. So I guess in there originally the Nicole has a dead mother, and we were going to get a lot of flashbacks of that, but that all got cut, thank God, because this movie is like perfectly paced in my opinion. It feels like a really long music video, right?
Yeah, totally.
Well, this
Yeah.
director is
It
a
does.
director of music videos. He directed multiple Madonna videos.
Any Bush?
True Blue.
It was
Didn't he
perfectly
do
paced.
Wasn't it
Doing my job,
Papa Don't
Adam.
Preach? But yeah, the new wife, she wants to go to a James Taylor concert, and dad doesn't have tickets for them, and he does not approve of Nicole's clothes, which Laura is just a cunt. Laura's the stepmom. But
No,
Reese
He's
is-
not
hold
a
on.
cunt. No, hold on. You're
Reese
putting-
Witherspoon. She's not a cunt.
I hate her so much.
She's trying to be a good mom. I feel
No,
like,
she's
right?
not.
No,
Did
Did you
she's
have
just
a
jealous.
Did you have
She
a
wants to fuck
stepmom,
Marky
Cassie?
Mark.
No,
Did you have a stepdad?
yes, he was awesome.
Okay. I'm
He would never fucking talk to
picking
me
up.
like that.
I'm picking up undertones.
mean-
Perhaps this happened to you.
What? She had a
What?
You know,
she had a
She did-
Mark Wahlberg Marky Mark thing.
Well, she
Oh,
had Adam
definitely.
Bowers. That's just as bad.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've been dodging bullets my whole life, y'all.
Yeah.
It's all the psychopathic rage with
Oh.
none of the sexual satisfaction.
I have a full case of
I wish
why
I-
I
I'm
dislike
gonna
this woman,
go
and I'm
psychopathic.
fully prepared to back it up with receipts. So
It's fine.
I thought
You're
she was a
entitled to
lovely
your opinion.
woman.
My only problem with her was when she called Reese Witherspoon a slut.
thank you.
Yeah, she was very slut shamey.
then
It's
it-
realistic to the boomer Gen X dynamic,
it
to be
becomes-
honest.
She's not a
Well, then it becomes a reoccurring
Are
joke
they?
between her and her husband.
she's not a
Dude,
boomer.
with-
They're both
oh,
Gen
it's
X.
So sick. It's sick. That's what I'm saying. It's twisted. Everything in it's a
Yeah.
snow globe story
But it's-
because everybody's twisted, right?
Yeah. It's
Except the little kid.
No,
the little kid in the
no,
He's
that is
pure of
not
heart,
What is
yeah.
going on? You guys are reading.
no,
He's
the
pure
little
of heart.
kid and the dog
Look,
are
they
innocent.
they aren't a perfect. They aren't a perfect family. Okay, there's a lot of tension with the new parent, the stepmom, the stepbrother. All the relationships are complicated. This isn't easy, but after she hurts Reese Witherspoon's feelings, she does try to make it up.
Yeah, for sure.
That's the thing. And Mark Wahlberg sees it. He can just feel the dynamics, and he twist it. But continue.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
He's such a
all right.
jerk.
I think the dog didn't deserve anything it got. The opening line.
The dog is a cunt. Okay.
Anything
Dude,
in
the
particular?
dog's a
Line
German
to-
Shepherd. Nobody likes a German Shepherd.
Oh my god! When he grabs a newspaper after he's running in his sexy dad run, he says, "I've
Which-
eaten meaner dogs than you for breakfast, you wimp." He calls his freaking dog a wimp. Opening scene, and that is
That's badass.
Unnecessary.
It's good foreshadowing for what happens later. Also, the
Totally.
run shows the whole dynamic of the house and the.
Oh, that
Yeah,
shot of
Dirty
him
Gate.
running is awesome.
This whole movie
good
has
movie runner.
great foreshadowing, great bookending. It's truly just a good watch for that reason. Just like a basic.
I actually think it's supposed to be kind of Hitchcocky sometimes, right? Right?
How do you-
Hitchcock.
how
Yeah,
do you
he's
mean?
he's
It
like,
has
well,
some
because he's like,
Hitchcocky quality. Yeah, help me out, Cass.
Hitchcockian.
Hitchcocky.
I got nothing.
Well, it's
I
Fatal
thought,
Attraction.
I thought you were going to
for
be able to
teens.
explain this. Fuck.
I just wanted to
Fatal
talk about
Attraction for
Mark Wahlberg's
teens.
stick.
Sorry, I'm sorry. I know.
Oh, that is
I-
the greatest line.
I shouldn't have gotten us into this mess. Sorry,
Oh,
can't
well,
remember.
we're gonna find out how this is
I
a
can't figure out
Hitchcock
how to say it.
flick.
Okay.
Yeah, like, could you imagine Shia LaBeouf in this movie?
Mm,
I was thinking
Absolutely.
that.
he would be good. in that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, good call.
As who? Reese Witherspoon.
As a dog.
Yeah.
No, Marky Mark, or the
He would
other
be a very
rapey
good Marky
guy.
Mark.
I think it'd be more Even Stevens
The
as,
goatee,
as
right?
the younger brother.
Okay,
Beans
so
from Even
anyways,
Stevens.
basically Reese Witherspoon's outfits are like the outfits from Clueless, but 5 times smaller.
Yeah,
It's very Lolita, but it's like they're really cute. She looks great. She looks amazing.
she wants to feel beautiful.
My kid wanted to dress like, because I thought about
we
it.
all,
Like,
Adam?
Yeah.
if my daughter was trying to dress like that at 16 and go out, would I let her? And I
Anything like that? Because I have a kid, now too. I'm thinking about this stuff. Like
right.
what age do you give them that autonomy to make choices you
It's
don't
easy to
approve
think,
of?
but it's hard to know for real what'll actually happen.
Yeah.
I think Will's
Like-
right when he said it doesn't matter what you do. Like, they're
As a
They're
parent,
gonna
Yeah.
do what they're gonna do.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But here's the thing: is like when I think I don't have kids, but I like Adam. You probably can relate to this. At like what age would you give them? Would you sit them down and give them like their first glass of piss
Dick.
In the bottle?
in the bottle?
Yeah.
Or is that like a thing when they're like, you're drinking piss and you're like, hey,
well, she
Why?
could just, it's like, you have to do like natural.
that's literally worse than anything in Caligula.
You have to do natural consequences. And so like the Nicole, her natural consequences, like you would let them go out dressed like that and get raped. And it's like, obviously they were asking for it, natural consequences.
Right, of course. Yeah.
Where in the
We get a
That's very-
little bit of that in the movie. But yeah, so
Yeah,
sorry.
that's a good
Leave
wrap
it
up
for
of
later.
that.
Well,
thought.
This movie is interesting because there are elements of family dysfunction, but also there are elements of family like
function?
they are yes,
Yeah,
they
I
are
get
trying
what-
to
I get
keep
what
it
you're saying,
together. Like they're not. He's not a horrible father,
no.
but he is divorced. So there is an element of like he doesn't know how to do what to do. The stepmom can't really say what she wants to say. Like they can't really control these kids as much as they want to, and they're confused. And it makes sense why she would act out and date this like complete maniac.
Well, he seems fine. Like on the outer level at first, Marky Mark seems like kind of a normal, maybe bad boy. It's weird that he's
seems like
dating
a nice, normal,
He's doing
grown man dating a high school
Yeah.
junior. That's the thing. Like of course, it
Is
seems
that
normal.
this feels honestly feels well like it has like third act craziness. Other than that, it feels like it feels like kind of a realistic thing that's I would assume is kind of common actually.
Nicole picks up on it pretty quickly, I feel like.
Well,
it's
he's
not a classic
dangerous.
stupid girl, perfect victim. She actually like, yeah, I think
She
the
knows he's
alarm bells
dangerous.
go off pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of Hitchcockian, actually, it's not now you mentioned that, like
not Hitchcocky.
Hitchcocky.
That's my favorite Japanese dinner.
Hitchcocky.
Hitchcocky chicken.
Yeah. You go to Benihana's and get Hitchcocky.
Mm-hmm.
With that scene where they're at the rave and like they escape on the fire escape and that shot.
Yeah, because
that point of view. What's up? Sorry.
Because of somebody headbutts somebody and then an entire riot ensues.
yeah. Damn.
And they have to escape.
But that shot of her like point of view shot walking over and looking down at him over the ledge, that's like there's a Vertigo sort of effect. Like the Vertigo shot is like in Vertigo is like the point of view of the fear that the character is feeling. This is like the point of view of Reese Witherspoon's. It's just a really good like point of view shot.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool too.
Totally,
And there was
it's just like
another
Vertigo.
no, there was another scene where they're when the parents are leaving town and they're shooting from the ground up, watching Toby talk. And I thought that too. I thought that's a really weird angle. Like, why are we shooting from this angle? Like, are we?
Yeah.
It was just weird. It wasn't like it wasn't like it was supposed to be from like we're supposed to be seeing from Toby's perspective. So yeah, it was just weird.
Thank you.
But nice. Like it like fits. It was very precise.
Yeah, like
somehow.
It made it was like a 90s Hitchcocky movie.
It added character.
So
what the fuck, Willie?
But yeah, okay. First though, they go to this pool hall. They meet Marky Mark. Well, they just see him. She sees him and knows he's hot. And then Margot,
she's with her best friend,
she knows.
Gary.
Yep, and Alyssa Milano, sorry.
Who's like she was like the crazier, richer, more dangerous one. Or like she like seeks danger more.
Yeah. She was the bad influence.
She was edgy.
She also doesn't have a father. Her mother is dating men in San Francisco.
Yes, yeah.
And they're all pretty well off.
Yeah.
Yes. They're very rich.
People want to watch rich people shit, you know. They don't want to see people.
Well, that is a Hitchcockian element for sure.
How old did you guys think that she looked?
Alyssa Milano.
She looked older. But
she looked older than Reese Witherspoon.
I mean, I thought she looked 35. Guys.
I was gonna say like 27 or something like that.
Marky looked like he was 40.
I thought he could pass for 18, 19. Honestly,
I don't know, because when he was walking through the high school, I was like, is nobody gonna ask why the hell this 40-year-old dude is just walking through this high school?
Hold on, we're skipping an important part of the screenplay that I think is one of my favorite things in this screenplay. And it goes to show you they have real writing behind it, is that Reese Witherspoon's supposed to go to a James Taylor concert. It's supposed to be the big thing that he's been planning. It's like, it's trying to bond her with the stepmom and the stepbrother and all this. But he gets pulled into work and he has to go to Vancouver that night for dinner. So he can't go. She then goes to the rave with Alyssa Milano. Now, if the father had blown off work and had gone to the James Taylor concert, she never would have hooked up with Mark Wahlberg that night and none of this would have happened. So it's actually the father's workaholic behavior that sets all of this in motion, which I think is really interesting.
Workaholic behavior? What the fuck does that mean?
Somebody's got to put food on the table.
Thank you.
If he had said, no, I'm going to the concert with my family, if he chose his family over work,
over a job?
None of this shit would have happened.
You can't just get fired. People have responsibilities.
No, he's rich.
He's kind of like that level of a professional where he could say like, look, no.
Will.
That's how the screenwriting is functioning. Okay, well now
his
entire life falls apart
Yeah. No, that's a really good.
I
Yeah,
just
this movie is
felt
just about
so
his
sympathetic.
workaholism.
I felt so sympathetic to his character. I just felt like
I'm not
everybody
in love with
was
him,
horrible.
Cassandra. Okay, I'm not in love with this psychotic actor guy.
Well, he's
William
trying to
Peterson.
put.
He's trying, and he's the first one that notices that Marky is a creep, because Marky's like not hiding it from him, and he's like, "Hey, everybody,
that's
this
I
dude's a
think
creep, right?" And then
But
they're
he
like,
also
"Oh, you're just
constantly
being
is pushing her.
overprotective." I
He's
get you.
Yeah, I think it
at the
comes
beginning
off
he's
as that,
pushing her
yeah.
towards him. He's making a lot of mistakes early on.
Well,
Definitely.
yeah.
No, that scene in the car though, when they're talking about the concert, she's so, you can tell that like that's the last, like she holds those memories so fondly, and he doesn't even remember going with her.
Yeah.
And that was heartbreaking.
And he's such a boomer dick. He drives like a shitty. He
Yeah,
basically
yeah.
drives the car from The Graduate, and he listens to the Allman Brothers. Like he's a boomer,
Yeah.
It's Boomer Gen X.
blazer
I mean,
wearing,
This movie is good.
90s
about
divorced
shit.
dad, fucking douchebag.
That was like 10 years ago. I don't remember shit from 10 years ago.
So we
Well,
get to,
You're
You're a workaholic, dude.
but yeah, like you said, you know, the dad can't go, and so she calls Margot.
he chooses not to go. He chooses not to go,
I
and that
don't
decision sets
think
everything in
that's-
motion.
I
I
mean,
really just
he
don't think
can't-
I think
that's
it's a good point. I think it's a good
fair.
observation.
What?
That
No,
is
because-
literally
No,
okay. You don't
because
have
we-
to agree with me, but that's my
We
and the
find
screenwriter
out.
and
I'm
director.
just saying, like, yeah.
Well, we find out that's like some big
Screenwriter,
thing that
director.
they have to close. It's like some big architect. He's an architect, right? Is that his thing?
Yeah.
He
And
builds
that's like a big
safe
deal. He
houses.
can't not.
Safe mansion.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
should have become, this became like, this has like Home Alone things happening in the third act. Yeah, Straw Dogs.
Straw Dogs and Home Alone, or Home Alone and this movie are both inspired by Straw Dogs.
That's cool. I like thinking of Home Alone like that.
You're upsetting me so much right now, William.
Welcome to my
What am
world.
I doing wrong? I'm
You just can't. People just have to do things. You can't just choose.
She's a rich
to-
dickhead though, Cass.
you're being
Am I okay? Maybe
I'm speaking
can you just pick and choose what jobs you decide to do, or you're not going to get fired? Like, am
Yeah,
I just
that's
living
tough.
in a different
I'm-
world?
I
look
get
at
what
the
you're
look at the cost. Was it worth it? No.
They
Mark Wahlberg is
so
in
what
that-
you're saying is
did
the
they
movie's
die?
saying, yeah. Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
If anything,
Some people die.
If anything, they probably became way more bonded through this situation as a family than if they would have just gone to a James Taylor. So I think it was the right decision.
Yeah. It was like going to the ultimate James Taylor concert.
I guess I'm
Yeah.
just feeling guilty. I feel guilty for how much I work. That's what
It's
it
like
is.
instead of going to the James Taylor concert, it's like the Marky Mark concert came to your house, and he was looking good.
Just one thing about the rave. There is no Cat in the Hat hats, but there is a guy wearing a Cat in the Hat shirt.
I
Nice.
saw that. I noticed that.
That's good.
Yeah.
That
Alright,
rave
go-
was
so-
insane. And
It's
then
like
literally
embedded.
one guy headbutted somebody, and then chaos ensued. There's helicopters.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody just started sprinting.
The helicopters are really smart. They just use spotlights.
I
Yeah.
loved that. Loved
from-
that shot.
I loved, well, I don't want to jump ahead. Yeah. This movie looks great.
You love the
Yeah.
date scene where they talk about their problems and they relate to one another on a deep
Yeah.
Like the
emotional
Wild
level.
Horses roller coaster scene.
Wait, we're not there yet.
Yeah,
we're not
that's,
there
yet.
Ooh,
That's what I was
can't wait
saying.
for
That's
that
what I was
scene
saying.
though.
We get
Very
the
romantic.
convertible, like classic convertible drive up to an old lake scene, right? And it's the makeout spot. Mark Wahlberg and Nicole, they're gonna make
David
out.
and Nicole.
Sorry, whatever. David and
Danny.
Nicole.
Danny.
What?
David.
It's David.
No.
David.
I thought because he changes his daddy's girl to Danny's
says-
girl.
he
This is
says,
David.
It says David's girl.
yeah.
Got it.
what?
Got
That's why I
I
had
guess
no idea
Danny's
what
not
you were
like a hot
talking
guy's
about the
name.
whole time because
Shit.
you had no idea what you were
Nicole's
talking
Who's
about.
Danny?
Nicole's like, I like your car. And he's like, yeah, I got it because it's dangerous and it would be all alone left there in the junkyard.
Oh,
just
yeah.
like me. It's like so creepy. It's like,
Jesus.
what?
I wrote that
Layered
one down.
conversation.
I saw her
That's his-
sitting there all alone in the junkyard. It's not her fault they didn't put her together right.
Mhm,
So you think that he's talking about her, but I think he's talking about himself.
you know.
He's like, I'm an orphan.
well, his parents live back east.
he
and
doesn't. He
says
doesn't say that at
they
all.
Have
He's like,
never
well, you
fought
know.
before.
He says his parents are together and they never had fought. Yeah, they were-
Exactly.
No, but they find
Um,
out. Oh yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying.
He
Yes,
says, this is
that's
what he
weird.
says. He says,
Watch the movie.
he goes,
I
they're
forgot.
totally
I
cool.
forgot.
They're totally cool, totally together. It's just They get along too well.
That is when you
What?
know somebody
That's
is
so
lying.
weird.
No. I
Mhm.
totally have a girlfriend.
That's a
and she's totally cool. You don't know her. So we get along a little
Yeah,
too
yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I feel like that's actually a flaw in the script. Now that we're
What, him
talking about
lying
it.
to her and her being stupid?
Him lying in that way. I feel like those guys, the bad
What?
boy guy, or like he's like a dangerous kind of thrilling guy for Reese Witherspoon,
Mhm.
but he's
Her.
What's your point?
no, he's not like, oh yeah, I had a tough childhood or whatever.
He's
I
ashamed.
grew up without a dad or something like that. No, I know, but like, well, I guess it's just what I'm saying is like that's oh
There's
my god.
literally crickets going on.
You
in the
think he's too
background of the
smart?
microphone.
No,
Oh, it
like
pays off really well, I think.
I feel like the movie's really good at the fact that like Reese Witherspoon knows that Mark Wahlberg's like kind of dangerous and she shouldn't be doing it. It's boundary pushing and stuff and like
Mm.
and everything, but she's going along with it. That's like where
It
the
would be
movie
better
excels.
if she knew he was a bad troubled past.
he
and,
could- he
oh,
can
dad,
lie.
it's not his fault. He grew up in foster care. You don't know his
Yeah.
story.
He doesn't have to be so opposite as what he
Mhm.
actually
I
they
don't,
find out.
I
he
don't think
is.
she.
Like,
I don't think you're right at all, Adam.
the message of this movie is the message of this movie.
I don't think you're paying any attention to this.
I already told you
Oh,
the
the
message
message
of the movie.
The message of this movie is beware of orphans.
She's a prude.
No, the message
Good
of this
one.
movie is, and that's why you don't date hunks.
Yeah, beware of hunks.
So yeah,
Message
we
of the movie
cut-
is go to your fucking James Taylor concert.
Yeah, don't be a workaholic. Yeah.
Right, exactly. Yeah. And so he like pushes her watch back on time and takes her home late, and Laura's up
Clever.
waiting for her and calls her a slut, tells her
She
looks
says
like a-
she looks like a slut.
Sure, same thing.
Hey,
But, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
You're using really aggressive language with a child, a minor
Yeah.
child.
Well,
Yeah.
she's
Slut
also
shaming your
not.
stepkid.
I would
You know, step
literally-
parents make mistakes, and I think that's a really
It's real.
good scene because she's mad. She is mad, and you know what? She is saying it like, yeah, you look like a slut, but also she probably understands. But she feels bad, and she eats shit over this.
I
She gets
guess.
in trouble.
I don't know. If my mom ever talked to me like that, I would literally just like cry for 5 years. I wouldn't. No.
Close those eyeballs. You look like a slut,
No.
Cassie.
Yeah.
Your eyeballs
Why-
open
your
like
eyes
that.
are why are your eyes so wide? You look like a freaking what?
Seriously. I know, right? I was not taught to use makeup like that. Not like that. But we were trying to dress like Nicole though. Like my little group of
yeah.
friends would bring clothes in our backpack to change at the bus stop, you know?
What did she
Nice.
dress? She did
That's
like
cool.
crop top
Yeah, me too.
sweaters,
My
and,
budget
like
did that.
summer dresses.
Mm-hmm. Lots of
Classic 90s.
Well, she was the good
Everything
girl.
fits.
Socks.
Everything fits perfectly. Their makeup in these
She has a friend
movies
that has giant fake boobs.
is always
Wait,
so
for
good
real?
that it kind of throws me off.
They
Throws
looked
me out
real.
the movie.
Are you talking about Alyssa Milano?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I was talking about Alyssa
So
Milano.
I'm just talking about these really high end,
funny, but-
expensive, like glossy
Yeah, like-
90s movies.
Yeah.
So she gets
It's
kitchen
always like, oh,
duty.
their makeup is so good. This is not possible for a 15-year-old, you know?
I,
What
I
is
thought
it?
her makeup was
Go on.
very like minimal in this movie compared to now.
She's the virgin.
Exactly.
She's the virgin.
yeah,
Exactly,
Could, yeah,
know?
could you like imagine if she was contoured?
Oh boy, forget about
That
it.
would be very interesting. Just like looks like
No.
William Defoe. They
Actually,
contour her cheekbones.
yeah.
Just no.
I thought about this a lot because I was like, I don't
Portrayed
think
well
you,
with the-
I don't think you could contour Reese Witherspoon's face.
She has a lot of subcutaneous fat on her face. Know what I mean?
Okay.
Adam
Um,
is so
Classic
yeah,
Adam
he's
observation.
So invested in
Like
heights and
He sees what no one he sees what no one else sees. He's like, it's a
I'm a
different
beautiful mind.
perspective.
So
Yeah,
we get
fucking-
this.
yeah,
We're
yeah, let's just
outside of
move
the school, and we
thank you.
we get this like montage of them playing pool, and it's like a music.
She's not supposed to be out.
She's being bad.
She's
I
cutting
don't
class
wanna
and
come
singing,
back
right?
Down from this cloud.
Yeah,
well,
listening to
they're I
Bush
think they're on lunch.
being bad.
And then they're gonna be late. They're not cutting. They're just out for lunch, and then they're gonna be late for English class.
This is the second.
Okay.
That's how I felt when I listened to Bush.
Oh,
the
I
sec-
felt
the
bad.
second one. Oh, the second one they're
They're
cutting.
'cause, like,
yeah.
And
She's
they're
supposed like the
making out.
stepmom wants to ground her. They were dating at the time, right?
No, the friend.
They
Oh,
were a
that
real
makes sense,
item.
But the friend,
Shut
her
the fuck up.
friend.
Mark
That's
Wahlberg
disgusting.
and Reese
That's
Witherspoon.
Logan.
That's so
Let's talk about
gross.
Logan with the
Logan
goatee.
with the goatee.
Logan,
Logan with the
goatee.
goatee is Probably the. What happened to this actor? I mean, this guy's gorgeous. He should be in every movie. He's so
yeah, he's
awesome.
fucking cool.
He gets Alyssa Milano like immediately.
He's
and he's
so
just-
gross.
they're always
Well,
they're pushing it more.
it's
than
foul.
Reese and
It's-
Mark. They're
It's
like
foul, yeah. He's such a grody guy.
Oh, that
grody
yeah,
looking
that
guy.
was the thing. Like they're all crackheads and they smoke crack or meth, but
Yeah.
I thought that area was like notorious for heroin, so
meth.
that was weird. I thought.
I didn't know they were smoking
Um,
meth.
smoking
Well,
crack.
or they're
Or-
either
yeah,
smoking
they're
crack
smoking
or
crack.
meth.
Okay.
Yeah, one or the
Damn,
other.
that's cool. I don't know. That's like this movie has bold.
I don't think they had bath
choices.
salts. Like,
Movie. Yeah, sure.
I want to meet your family.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
okay. So
It
that I
tastes
felt
so
was
good.
contrived. I don't believe he would ever want to meet her family ever.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
Ding
Yeah,
ding.
that
ding.
is contrived.
You're right. I almost feel like you
No.
know too much about abusers.
Yeah.
No, he would, because I don't think it just stops at her. He's like a true creepy sociopath.
he's like an
he wants-
abducted in plain sight guy. Have you seen
He
that?
wants to literally. He's like genuinely thinks he's in love with her, and I think he wants to be a part of
Sociopath.
control all aspects of her life.
That's
That's
true.
And then he
interesting.
gets
That's
there
an
and he's
interesting
like-
point, Ryan.
And he's like, "Oh, your mom and your dad are hot. Okay." And then
I
so
like
now
that.
Yeah. He fucks
But
them all.
I mean, Will's probably
he-
right.
I have the criminal mind, so I'm able to
yeah.
Truly.
imagine what a real criminal
Like the
would
Manny
do. But I
Patinkin
think
show?
Ryan brings up a good point.
So okay, so we cut to David meeting the dad, and he meets Kaisa, the dog. And I just have dogs are dumb.
weird.
I don't know why I
A
like
German Shepherd
dogs,
named
but
Kaisa.
Kaisa.
That's like Nazi shit.
It's not a German
No, right?
Shepherd.
Oh, it's not. Wasn't.
Yes, it is. What is it?
yeah, it's at least part German Shepherd. That's
Thank you,
100% a
guys.
German
Jesus
Shepherd.
Christ. This is the kind of shit
a
that
Chihuahua.
I get. Like,
No, what?
No, I could see
are
half.
you being funny?
I'm gaslighting you all.
Yeah.
No, what if I had little
That's
tiny
weird.
Chihuahua legs?
That's bizarre. Is that normal for German Shepherds? You name them Kaisa or another Nazi shit?
I don't know, dude. People name their dogs.
I guess the
like
Kaiser's not
Stewie.
Nazi.
Now, here's my theory with
Kaiser's
William
not
Peterson.
Nazi-ish.
Mhm.
Never
Here's my theory with William
Scary.
Peterson. He's played so many cops by this point in Manhunter, in To Live and Die in LA, that he's
Perma.
like permacopped. Yeah, like he's
He's
perma-rolled.
permacopped.
He's perma-rolled. Like when you
Yeah.
take too much acid, you get like perma-high.
Yeah.
He's like in cop mode, and he, even though he's an architect, he just like has cop
Yeah.
mannerisms. He has like cop reactions. But when he sees Mark Wahlberg, he just hates him immediately.
I
Yeah,
mean,
it's
he's
really
just-
visceral.
That's why he's good casting for that. I think.
There's
Sure.
a fine line between cop mode
Protective father.
and protective father of a slut. Like there's a
Same
fine line.
mentality.
There's a
Same
fine
psychology. Yeah.
Line. Same psychology. Their head is on a swivel.
He's like a vice.
Of a
he's like
little
a vice
of a
cop.
dirty little slut.
Of a
Deserves everything she
it's
got-
basically
she got.
it's
He was
basically the same
asking for
character.
it.
Yeah,
So
He
Mark
was
Wahlberg comes
literally-
over to the house and like
that's true.
trying to be really friendly. He's like, "Oh, I'd love to help you with your garden." Like
Ryan.
the
Yeah.
little kid's like,
Yeah.
"Can I
Your
help?" He's like,
Garden.
"Couldn't do it without you, buddy."
Oh my
I
god.
like that
it's so
he's like one of those kids
Yeah.
that can't pronounce their R's. As a speech. I used to be a kid
No,
that
he's from Boston.
I know.
You're just making fun of everybody that lives in
Yeah.
Boston right now.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
well,
Oh
that was
my
like
God,
that was what
You-
William was highlighting in his
You're like
impression. I thought.
Fucking racist like Marky Mark.
Yeah, I'm an anti-Bostonite.
But
I'm
you know
just
who's
Yeah.
spreading
extremely
awareness.
conservative who's in this movie, right?
I'm guessing Marky Mark.
Yeah, right. Isn't Marky Mark? I mean,
Is it?
conservative? How so?
blinding a Vietnamese guy when you're not even in the military.
I was gonna
is,
say we already know about all his past hate crimes, so that's just like a rite of passage.
Yeah.
Damn.
Okay. So we cut to Dad's office and David and Margot were
great
in there.
scene.
Like, do you think that he told Margot
Yeah.
to distract him? Okay.
Just to see
He
what the
bends
deal
over and
was.
you can see her underwear
Yeah.
for like. I watched the movie
Look at
frame
that.
by frame. You can see her underwear and Reese Witherspoon's underwear in the kitchen earlier.
We'll timestamp it.
Thank you,
and put
William,
it-
for doing that research.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he tells David curfew is 12 and like that doesn't mean 12:05. That was my parents, dude. They were like 10 o'clock means 10 o'clock, not 5 minutes after.
Hey, Cassandra,
Hmm.
can you grab me a Coke?
No, no, you
Give me
you
a
just
Coke.
you gotta. He just said, "Get me
He
a
doesn't.
Coke."
Yeah, he doesn't. He doesn't even ask. Nicole, get me a Coke. And then William
And then the
Peterson's like,
dad,
Like whips his head over to him.
It's like, what the fuck?
He's so angry. He has veins popping out of his neck. He looks
Yeah.
like
He's
the
rude as hell.
I'd be fucking
man from
pissed
Ren
too.
and Stimpy.
I'd fucking kill this kid.
And this guy has like a project that he needs to get done, and it has to go to FedEx, and his entire business revolves around one clock sitting in his office, which is really
Yeah.
weird. And he has
which
a
is dumb because he has a
computer.
watch, which he isn't
Exactly.
wearing, and his computer has a clock. It's
Yeah.
fucking retarded.
It's
Yeah, go
really
on.
weird, yeah.
But Alyssa Milano bends over and he's like, oh boy.
Oh,
He gets really red in the face.
can't wait to tell the bullies at the precinct about this.
Yeah.
It's a vein bulging out of his forehead.
And then we get this like beautiful shot of Seattle and this makeout session, convertible
Ugh.
ride. They're cruising,
Classic.
okay, and we get the carnival.
Nice.
This is the best scene in the entire movie.
This is Rolling Stones.
Exactly.
This is Mick Jagger original.
Okay.
That's cool.
You're trying to be like a
And
Rolling Stones
I've-
guy now?
I haven't
Well, it's
felt
a Rolling Stones song.
Who gives
I
a
haven't
shit?
felt so lonely
I know it's a cover.
in a while.
Okay,
Ryan, could
I'm
you stop
just
talking
pausing.
for a
I'm
second?
I'm over here confessing
Ryan,
my
shut up for a
loneliness, and
second.
Adam is just in pitch black
Will
right
you-
now on the Zoom meeting.
Okay.
Oh, this is gonna make me cry. I feel so lonely. I want somebody to do this to me.
It doesn't work when you pull your dick out while you're driving your car.
What do you mean?
Oh, you're driving
Yeah,
your
what-
car.
I played a song I liked,
you
then I
played Wild
took my dick
Horses
out.
by the
You
Sundays
put Wild Horses
and
on?
pulled your dick out
And
Like,
then-
wait, you tried this on
and
a
then I'm
roller
like shaking her
coaster?
shoulder. I'm like,
and
wake up.
put her hand on his dick.
I feel like this
Wake
wouldn't
up.
even be. I'm just like, I'm way too scared of roller coasters. I couldn't.
That's why it's so thrilling.
That's why the thrill is there. I just wish somebody would
scared of
hold my
too.
hand on a roller coaster.
Okay, we
more
get
after
it.
this last
Jesus
year. I'm
Christ.
lonely.
Maybe like
Okay.
a Ferris wheel. I feel like would have been more appropriate and realistic.
Well, the thing I love about this scene,
No.
But
Where
this
it
was
really
cool.
peaked.
Yeah, it's way cooler.
The problem with the Ferris wheel is that
It's not dangerous.
annoying part where you have to load all the people and you just go up like one
Yeah.
card at a time.
that could be romantic
she's
too,
gonna
the
get-
start and the stop of
It's the
that.
only part I like.
It'd be funny though if he was fingering her in the there's like one Ferris wheel box that's just like spinning and rotating.
I
really
think it'd be
fast.
better. I think it'd be better on that thing, that gravity thing where you stand up. and
Yeah.
The
Ooh,
gravitron
that would be
spins
fucking
you
awesome,
around.
dude.
And it just goes.
So your hand
That's
is
such a
just
good
like,
version of the scene.
Yeah.
God damn. Wait,
she
I have to
fingers
talk
his
about
asshole and she just gets sucked into her ass.
this. Yeah. she
And
fingers.
the
She fingers
gravitron,
his
that's the
asshole.
gravity.
Uh,
Yeah,
Um,
exactly. And it just goes.
No, I love the scene where, or this part of the part of this roller coaster scene where the ride starts shaking or the camera starts shaking. That's so good.
I know.
This is such a
yeah.
good
Yeah,
romantic,
that's because
effective
her
scene.
clit is just
Yeah.
getting hit like a
It's really putting
jackhammer.
us in the point of view of her clit.
coastered.
I just love.
But also,
that,
like, you know, when you're 15 and you're getting fingered the first time, it's like the best.
Yeah.
I
You
just
want to
want
be fingered on a roller coaster, you know, with
I
a
don't
bad
even
boy.
like Marky Mark, but yeah.
That's like a true
Yeah.
cinematic moment, though,
It
where
is, it's
the
good.
camera, the visuals are such everything's working so well together to like communicate this like really intense feeling. It's hard to pull off a true romantic moment in a movie.
It has that music video element to it, but it also, it does. It's like an epic love scene thing, and but it's
It would've
also
been
has
cool
this
if-
like creepy vibe to it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Did you know
yeah,
that's the
totally.
same coaster from Step by Step?
What? Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Are you messing with me?
The nerdy kid, blonde kid, is like behind
The
them.
nerd
being
gets
like-
in the back. You can see him. He's like, "Whoa, this ride's awesome."
They do the
So
splash
mean.
thing and
You're
they
so
splash.
mean.
Uncle
fucking-
Cody's just like fucking like fingering the little kid.
Fingering-
he-
fingering
he
Mark.
ended up going to jail for like abusing one of his girlfriends.
Oh yeah, he like went to jail for
Sasha
domestic
Cody,
violence or something like that.
Yeah,
star of Class of '99 Part 2. I don't believe it. That guy's awesome.
it's a true story. And it was like,
He's a great acting career. How could he throw it away?
I'm curious to see the other kickboxers that he's in.
oh no, man, ask Shia.
I know.
So
Oh yeah, Cody could be a Marky Mark in this.
anyway, they grab a piece, but they win a peace pipe. That Native American appropriation will come back
Well,
later.
they're in Seattle, so like. Also, I noticed in the
Hmm.
rave they have what are those pillars they have in the northwest? What the natives have?
Totem poles.
Totem poles.
Yes, they have totem poles with neon lights at the
cool.
the
Yeah.
rave.
Is that
So
what?
they-
Is that what the
Try-
guy knocks over?
Yes.
Okay.
This
so
is a
maybe this is like a
weak point.
poltergeist thing going on.
Oh, I like that. He's possessed.
This is a weak
Mhm.
element of the screenplay, but we'll talk about it later. So they win a peace pipe.
Let's talk, why don't we just talk about it now?
Yeah.
I
Oh,
would
'cause of
like
the-
to
I
talk
see.
Yeah.
about
'Cause
an
it's-
idea where maybe this is a Halloween
It pays off in the
movie,
ending.
and I need to just find more supporting evidence for the fact that the land is
Halloween movie.
haunted
Nice.
that
I like that.
that house is on.
Yeah.
I think so.
Things are going good. This is like
It's
things
a
are going
rom
great.
it's a romantic movie. There's no
Mhm.
real drama. I mean, he's been a little creepy so far to her father.
He's just a grown man.
Well,
There's a-
Melissa
there's a couple
Milano's
red
making out with
flags.
like a
A couple red flags.
40-year-old.
Yeah.
That's hot.
Yeah.
He's good at he likes playing pool. He's a pool shark.
To William's point, the dad's like, you know what? My daughter's dating this creep. Let's go out of town for the weekend and bang. So they
He's trying to make
leave.
things up with his wife.
Yeah, make things up. So grow the fuck up.
He says
So-
we're gonna get the same hotel and maybe that same hotel suite. Wink, wink. So he's like, "Come on, let's."
Very naughty.
Let's go
We're gonna have-
recreate a spontaneous memory we had earlier.
Yes. And
Mhm.
she's
Yeah,
and
it
she just
sucks.
when she hears the same hotel suite, she's just like, "Oh my god, I'm packing my bags right now. I'm abandoning
Mhm.
my son. I'm letting that slut babysitter."
Yeah, and her dad's like, no boys, and then like literally smash cut to her calling David to come over.
With his now he's with the funky bunch, his creepy criminal friends,
Yeah, he can't come yet.
and they just have like this dead stare.
And she does give him the code to the gate.
Oh,
Oh, I was
Yeah.
hanging out with my friends, but maybe I could come by later.
She's like,
He's like, okay.
I'm just gonna wait here and go to sleep and wake up to some surprise dick.
Yeah.
So he sneaks in. He's like walking around the house. He's checking everything out. He's like casing the joint. He goes to her bedroom, just finds it, and then he basically undresses himself, gets fully nude, and then like takes off the sheet off of her, and then she kind of wakes up, and he just undoes her bra, and then he just takes off her underwear. And I guess
goes,
he's supposed to be
"David?"
wearing a condom, so I guess
Yeah.
he's already hard with the condom on.
yeah.
Which is
No, he put
awesome.
the-
That's
he
awesome.
put the
That makes
condom on
sense.
soft.
I'm glad that they showed that he used a condom.
You could put the
Yeah.
condom on soft and then
Yeah.
just wait for it for like later when he needs it.
I think that's good messaging for all the young ladies watching.
Yeah.
You can put the condom on soft.
Yeah. And then she's like, David? He's like, Nicole, I love you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
and then
beautiful.
they make love.
Perfect predator behavior. He's
Yes.
really sealed the deal. He's got the virginity.
And
He's winning the prize.
and he's got the audience's
Oh.
virginity too.
You guys probably aren't like Twilight people, I'm sure. But
Oh yes, I've watched them all.
thank you. Okay. This is very Edward Cullen in
Yep.
her room while she's
Really?
sleeping.
He just watches her
Oh, he's
sleep.
so creepy. I highly recommend a podcast series called Fetishizing Frailty, a Midnight Sun book review. They reviewed the last Twilight book, and it's all about how creepy it is.
Nice.
Oh, I thought you were
Check it
you
out.
were recommending somebody to start that podcast.
I have an idea for it. Here's the name. It's the basic premise.
Yeah, and then we cut to
Yeah.
school, and she's asking her friend, Margot, not to tell anybody. She hugs her friend
Gary.
Gary outside of the school. Yeah,
Is that
He's
Smallville?
obviously the gay best friend.
he was supposed to be gay.
Pretty obvious he's the gay
Really?
best friend.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's supposed to be a very non-threatening figure.
But he should, but it's
Like,
annoying because they do
obviously.
that thing where they make the gay guy not have sexuality, not have
Yeah,
you know,
because he can't
He's
just
not.
be a normal person. Is that what you're
Mhm.
trying to say?
Like
I
to
thought he was
me,
just like friend zone.
he is.
That's what that was my impression.
He is, but like originally
really
he
hate
wanted
gaydar.
him to be
I
I see.
gay.
I see.
I
God.
have,
Oh,
I
that's
have
true.
screenplay
Fuck.
gaydar. I can see what the
Mhm.
screenwriter is thinking.
Yeah, but
Mhm.
also couldn't a gay friend be in the friend zone? Isn't that what the friend
Sure.
zone is?
Yeah. The
It's for
difference
gay
is
friends.
them stating that he's gay, like explicitly, so that the audience clearly understands.
Mark Wahlberg shows up and immediately beats the shit out of him.
He does. He whoops his ass, and he's got his number, and Nicole freaks out. She's like, really
the
screams.
scene.
Her screams.
Love it.
Why is she not in more horror movies? Like her
Reese?
screaming is amazing.
She's good. I mean, she's too
Yeah.
good for him. Maybe like
I was
they're
gonna say
B
she
movies.
probably yeah.
What horror is?
Jennifer.
I love this scene so much. This is like one of my favorite scenes. Mark Wahlberg just beating the shit out of this guy. It's just like it felt like manna from heaven, like drinking holy water. Like I'm just so I'm like because the movie's kind of it's like cool. They're fingering. I'm not like Adam. I'm not
Yeah.
like, oh wow, this is so cinematic. I'm like, this is fucking boring. Who cares about these two idiots dating? When are we gonna get to the violence? And then it's just like, boom, he's a bad guy. He beats the shit out of this person. He's a psycho.
Knocks her, right in, pops her right in the socket.
It has a
They don't
mean
waste
streak.
time.
But he
to it.
doesn't though. He hit her on the shoulder, so that
He, like,
black eye
pushed her
is
down, right?
impossible.
Mm.
Yeah.
Hit her in the face.
I have a question. Is there not
a
a
Kennedy
single adult
assassination.
at this high school?
Teens. It's just a place
Although
like it's by teens for teens.
It's like,
kind of
it's
thing.
like the high school from class of '99.
Yeah.
And
All the
maybe-
teachers are on heroin, dude. It's Seattle
the
in the
West
90s. They're
Coast.
grunged
Hey, man,
out.
yeah, hell
bro.
yeah.
That's kind of what I was
Um,
thinking. Yeah.
They're just like, hey man, just do whatever you want, you know. Just
cool.
like, hey, can you pick me up some cigarettes? And that's
Yeah.
like the principal. He's just a junkie.
To William's earlier point, I think that this movie, I appreciated that this movie is like, it like has like an extra nasty effort where they like fucking him kicking the guy's ass and like elbowing Reese Witherspoon and like him.
Almost.
Well,
visceral.
no. It's like, you know how like 70s movies are like mean kind of, William? It's like
Yes.
that. Like this movie for a 90s movie, I felt like I was like, oh, this is like a pretty mean genre movie, like in these moments. And
Yes.
they like when Mark Wahlberg, like
It's very
Mark Wahlberg, like,
satisfying.
some of the stuff he says, he calls the dad the F word.
Which
Yeah,
And,
it's definitely not a 10 Things I Hate About You, but it was
Yeah,
like marketed as a Friday night date movie.
It
It's
makes him so much
interesting.
edgier, you know.
Yeah.
Knowing that
I mean,
Mark
This is an
Wahlberg is,
R-rated movie for teenagers, and that's
Mhm.
a rare. That's
It's
a
no Mean
rare
Girls,
thing.
but
They don't make those very often.
it's pretty mean.
The movie's so
yeah,
shitty.
yeah, it's almost as
Just
mean as
stop.
Mean Girls.
What about Tim
Um,
Meadows? He's fighting in Mean Girls.
Hey,
Yeah,
yeah, I love Tim
he
Meadows.
is.
Shout
You're
out.
not a big
Um,
Lacey Chabert fan.
No.
You don't like Mean Girls,
then-
Cassie?
Not really. I'm not a huge fan. I mean, I've
It's
seen
I mean,
it.
it's like a Tina Fey
fine.
movie. Yeah.
And it's whatever.
That's fine.
You're more of a Freaky Friday, Lindsay Lohan.
Oh,
Jamie Lee
I'll
Curtis.
mess
Yeah,
around
what's your
with
Lindsay
both
Lohan
of
movie,
those.
then?
You kidding
What's
me?
your Lindsay Lohan
Parent
movie,
Trap,
Cassie?
easy.
I let my Lindsay Lohan content. My favorite is the Oprah documentary where they followed her and she had like a mental breakdown.
Oh, yeah.
She talks about doing ayahuasca. That was a good one. Check
Where
that
she,
out.
like-
It's on YouTube.
When she like owned that Greek restaurant or something like, or like restaurant in like Mykonos, or like a nightclub in Mykonos or
She
something
was
like that.
like dirt poor whenever she
Oh,
started
okay.
the documentary for Oprah. It was interesting. It's really
Oh,
good.
It is interesting.
Yeah, it's like six episodes, I think. Anyway.
Mean Girls
sorry.
is iconic. I disagree with Cassie.
I'm gonna say Mean Girls is top 5, easy.
Hmm.
You sound like you're being
Yeah,
a mean
Tina
girl.
Fey. Great screenwriting by Tina Fey.
He doesn't mean any of this.
Probably
Great.
some of the best.
He doesn't mean.
I mean it. I like that
He's
movie. I
completely
didn't. I
full of
honestly
shit
didn't
right
know
now.
Tina Fey wrote it.
I like
but-
that
I
movie.
like it. I like it fine. But
I,
I agree with
it's
Cass
like
that
a
I
Seth
don't.
Rogen movie. It's
not
not,
like
something
a-
to write, nothing to write home about.
I mean, I can crank to it.
Oh man.
The novelization is much better. I think it's called Queen Bees and fuck, I can't remember, but I'll send it to you. If you like,
Honey
if you
Cheese.
genuinely,
There's an actual book.
yeah,
Based on,
it's
yeah, I
based off
remember.
a
It's like
novel.
based on the novel Queen Bees and Honeybees.
Thank you.
I'd read
No.
it. Send
Thank
a
you.
link because I'll read it.
Queen bees.
Hate you. I'm
Um,
gonna find it right now.
no, that's true. I remember hearing about that. It's something like
Adam,
that. Queen
you
bees.
Queen
never
Bees
read
and
it.
wannabes.
Wannabes.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, and it's all about the
Queen bees
power,
and honeybees.
power dynamics
Now-
of high school, baby.
But let's be honest, Heather's, that's the real Mean Girls. So
Thank
that
you. So
movie-
that's what we're getting to.
Yep.
Okay, so this running scene, we're chasing Gary through the woods.
we're not there yet at all.
Sure, we're there now.
We're like
Is
half an
it-
hour. That's like a half an hour.
God damn
movie.
it. Okay, fine.
So here's the best part of the movie. This is
Okay.
when things become dramatic. They break up. She's devastated. She's crying. There's a really funny scene where the parents are in bed and they hear her crying and they get like excited and they kind of smile. They're like, do you think that means she broke up with David? They're like, and then the dad gets up and then the stepmom's like, no, I'll go.
Yeah, go on.
Or is that
Yeah.
later? Or is that the second breakup?
No, you're right. They bond.
But no, because they bond over the
No,
black
first she
eye.
helps her with the makeup. Yeah. And dad doesn't even notice, to your point. He doesn't even notice his kid has a fucking black eye.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So first they
He's
break
just got
up.
a- He's got a lot of work, Can't be looking and seeing if daughter has a black eye or not. Can't be looking at your daughter's face. He's got work.
He's like, I know if it was my kid, I'd just be like, didn't she always have that black eye?
Yeah. Yeah, I gave her there's a black eye.
Oh
Sorry,
my
saying
God.
like-
Yeah,
I'm not
she
saying
helped
that. I'm just
her-
like, I'm just not aware. I'll be like, oh yeah, my kid's got a black eye. What's
Yeah,
the big deal?
she's like, I gave
Oh,
her makeup
what else is
lessons
new?
so she doesn't look like a slut.
Yeah.
And
My
then
daughter's
So-
coming home with really wide eyes.
Mark,
Really
David's
wide
sad.
eyes.
David's trying to get back together with her. He shows up at the school. He walks in the hallway. He leaves a note in her locker, right? He's like, you see him alone at a bar drinking. He's trying to meet up with her. She won't hang out with him. He sends her flowers or something and a gift.
No,
then she throw-
he sends her flowers and she does the ultimate power move and walks outside and throws the box away without even opening it.
Yeah, that was
Classic.
I want to do that.
Women
so
have done that
bad.
move to me so many times, and I gotta say, I tip my hat. It's a good response.
They're like, fuck, I just wasted the money on these flowers.
Then I come back and I get it out of the garbage and I just move on.
Yeah, and then she gets a note in her locker.
Use it next time.
I think Mark Wahlberg really wrote that note. I love the handwriting on the note.
Right.
It's like
Right.
real idiot guy handwriting, uppercase, lowercase mixed up.
Yeah. And yeah, it's like meet me at this bar and she doesn't meet him and we just see he's getting angrier and angrier. And then we cut to this trap house. They're looking,
They're
a
like
couple
selling
of
dogs.
guys. That's what I thought. I think they're fighting dogs, right?
Wow.
Well, I think they're stealing dogs. It wasn't code word for drugs, right? Because once they go inside, he then tells the other guy, like, hey, I think they want to buy the dog.
Mm-hmm.
So
I
at
heard
first I
that
thought
too.
I was like, oh, this is code for buying drugs.
yeah,
I
I
think
thought
they-
it was a buying drugs thing.
I think they
But then
fight
they're like, no, we're
dogs.
selling dogs.
I think they're a part of some kind of dog thing. You're right. I
They're
think
like,
you're right.
well, that Lady Gaga, when she got her dog stolen,
Mhm.
that was a ring of criminals who were stealing dogs and selling them.
Oh.
like,
Wow.
So yeah, you find out Mark Wahlberg lives with a bunch of
Do you guys think that it's
Disgusting.
yeah?
Sorry.
See, that's-
disgusting loser
I-
guys, and he has a trashed house, and he
All right.
just he sleeps on like a little cot, and he has a giant crucifix over his mattress. It's-
That's like an orphan move.
Yeah, he's just an orphan.
Oh my God, that's so sad. Why did you say that?
Oh, that is like.
Sorry,
that's
I'm really
fine.
high. I'm like about to get so
Oh.
emotional.
the movie's great because also he treats him
Oh, you're
like a
right.
real person. He's not just a monster. He's not just an evil doer. He actually
Yeah.
has a past.
It's like Beauty and the Beast.
No, kind of, but no.
Yes.
Beauty and the Beast is funny because of the ending where he turns out to be good. But there's like social commentary
It's kind
about
of
him
the
like
reverse.
growing up
Actually,
with a shitty background.
it's kind of the reverse of Beauty and the Beast, where he becomes
Yeah, because she's
the
because she
beastly.
looks like a pig and he looks like a beautiful man.
He's gorgeous.
I mean,
my God,
like
he is
they all
gorgeous.
he knows that
She's
he's
the
gonna have
beast.
to leave this place soon. But yeah, it's like
No,
he
no.
lives in his own universe where the only thing that matters is Nicole. He can't see beyond tomorrow. Like he's completely consumed with her.
He's got those freaking photo booth, the
mhm.
same photo booth photos, just like 20 of them all over the wall. Yeah, he's right next to his cot.
And yeah, and then that's when her parents hear her crying, and Laura goes to talk to her, and she spills the beans about everything. And then the dad finds the condom. And
Oh,
I'm
man.
surprised that they used one.
Detective Daddy finds a condom and he's like, I
Mhm.
found a clue.
And
What
he's like
was
Whoa.
it?
sniffing it
doesn't-
and licking
And then
it.
he's like, he instinctively knows, like, he gave you the
He just-
black eye, didn't he?
He doesn't really go off on
Sucking on
her
it.
either too much, honestly. I thought it was fine.
yeah.
He's like, don't do
He
that.
doesn't even beat her. He's a great father.
I guess we're gonna have to even these eyes out.
Well, he is like, my house, my rules, and it's lockdown time. So Nicole, her dad knows something is up with David, like you said, and she's going to double down. You can't, this doesn't work with teenagers. So she's like, maybe we'll work it out and maybe we won't, but that's up to me and David, or to David and I. Like, what? It just has nothing to do with you. Like, whoa.
Dude,
Well,
man.
That's
I
when
don't
you
want
know she's
my daughter
lost
getting
it.
punched in the face
Mhm.
because Marky did that freaking
Not yet,
chest
not
bump
yet. That's
shit.
not yet.
Not yet.
Because they're
It's
going to get back
because-
together at the.
No, that is
This is a
when she
bad-
goes. That is when she goes.
They get back
off.
together
That
at the
hasn't
little
happened
pool
yet.
party.
No, it
Remember
has
the pool party?
No, but that's when
So
she
she's ha-
goes.
she
that's
then
why-
hangs out with Alyssa Milano. She's like, I don't know. I can't. She's just like, I don't remember what she says. She's just
They're
mumbling
looking
about
at a
some
porno
bullshit.
magazine, which is
Oh,
odd,
right.
I thought. So Alyssa Milano's looking
Being
at this.
edgy.
Reese Witherspoon.
She's
Nicole
in
is
it. Her
saying,
pictures
like,
from Embrace of the Vampire are fully on display.
What? Are you serious?
Oh, no, I'm
William
making a
is our
joke.
residential. He's our residential nude guy, so he'll find any.
He's a human Mr. Skin.
Yeah,
He's a
that's
piece-
the word.
He's a
If you want to
disgusting
see
piece of
Reese
shit.
Witherspoon nude, you have to watch Twilight starring Paul Newman. And in the first 5 minutes, which is as far as the movie I've seen, she's topless. After
And
that,
he
I don't know
said-
what happens.
He says it, and he's looking
Thanks,
at his
Mr.
computer
Skin.
screen like he's watching it right now.
Yeah.
Watching it in my mind.
Thanks, Mr. Skin.
Nicole tells
Yeah.
Margot that David hit her, and Margot's like, well, sometimes that's just their way of showing that they love you.
That is crazy.
But
I
she
wrote
doesn't have a
that-
good
I wrote
father,
that
so
quote
that's
down,
wonderful.
too.
That's wonderful writing.
It's all about the psychology of abuse.
So,
You know,
so
did
he
that- you know who her father was supposed to be originally?
in real life, or
Tony Danza.
No,
Nice.
really?
That'd been cool.
Christ.
Wow.
That'd been-
Ever seen that TV show?
So-
What's it called?
Oh, you
That-
are you kidding?
Who's the
Mm-mm.
boss?
Are you kidding though?
Mm-mm.
Are you kidding?
So when I was
I
a
feel
kid,
like this
Alyssa
is-
Milano was
that's
on a TV
Adam's
show with
life.
Tony Danza.
Like
Oh,
every-
I see.
Are you
I
kidding?
feel like Adam's like
kidding?
after anybody says
kidding?
anything.
I
The
couldn't tell.
cashier at the grocery store. Oh, that'll be $7.72.
Are you kidding?
Are you kidding? I mean, I'll pay it, but are you kidding?
Well, I just thought that was really
Well-
thinking about that casting. I was like, damn, really?
You always remember your first, not your second, but your first.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
another good line. I don't
Um,
remember my first. I
From
do
Who's the
remember
Boss?
my first.
That's
Miss
cool.
you number 3, wherever you are.
Number 3, I like
Aw.
that. Like she's a secret agent or something.
I don't have a name for her.
Yeah. Number
I
I
3.
met at a bar in San
What'd you do?
Francisco at
What
2
happened?
a.m.
What happened?
So
Okay.
number 1 was a short relationship. Number 2 was like my first long-term relationship, and then number 3 was just like my hookup, my random hookup after that girlfriend broke up with me.
Sure. It's pretty classic, I feel like.
Mine was like
was a
when
fe-
I
it was a
12
fierce-
at a Marilyn Manson concert. I saw him and he let me come backstage. I'm just kidding. It's a
Marilyn?
joke. That's fucked up.
When I was 12.
That would have been badass.
I'm just
Ed
kidding. I
Nugent.
heard
Ed
that
Nugent
on
is
it. I heard that on
nothing.
NT Lawyer, and that's a real story that happened to somebody. So you should go listen to it.
Oh, damn.
Marilyn
was NT Lawyer?
Manson?
Fuck.
Don't say that about Marilyn Manson.
I've only got.
William's a-
I know everything
Well,
about him.
William was
I
Marilyn
know him
Manson.
from the Loveline days, homie.
I've only
I
got
heard
3
Portrait of
hookups.
American Family. That's a fucking banger album.
Okay.
What's your rules?
So then
Portrait?
They're chilling at the pool, and then all the boys come over because Alyssa Milano is still dating Logan.
Mhm.
Mark Wahlberg shows up, and he just has sad puppy dog eyes, and he's like, "Hey, I missed you." He's like feeling all bad, and then Reese Witherspoon's like, "I gotta go," and she gets in her car and she's driving away. Mark Wahlberg's like, "Please let me just talk to you and tell you how I feel," and and just all this bullshit, classic kind of thing. I would say, that would not make a girl get back
Says-
together with me.
Yeah.
I tried.
He
I
says,
tried. It doesn't work. But
I
for him,
just
it
saw
works.
some guys with his paws all over you. And I
Yeah.
thought that it's
Aw.
interesting, like he says paws
little
because
rascal.
it's very animalistic language.
Yes.
I don't know if that was on purpose, like writing, or if that was just like a mistake. or
Accident.
whatever.
That's just an accidental writing thing that
Oh,
happens.
okay. I
Well,
know
it's
a
like that comes
common-
from good writing.
I just thought he was Vietnamese and he was an innocent person, so I decided to beat him.
But he could have
inch
said
of his
hands.
life.
He could have easily said hands. He said paws.
Yeah,
His
yeah.
paws all over you. It's just I don't know. I just thought it was
Random.
interesting.
Mark Wahlberg's like a newsie in this movie. You ever see that movie, Newsies?
I
No,
love Newsies. It's a
Oh,
music.
my
Really?
favorite
You'd
movie.
like it, you
Christian
like this.
Bale.
I've only seen like 10 movies.
It's a pro-union movie made by Disney.
Weird.
Hell yeah,
It's a
dude.
musical. Christian Bale's in it. About the
I'm
news,
sure they gave it a very
newspaper boys that go on strike.
Inadequate marketing budget.
Well, Disney in the 90s was pretty low budget, actually. Stuff.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, totally, Adam.
It was like, sorry, guys.
No,
It
go
was
ahead.
like Tall Tales. Remember that movie? Or like Tom and Huck. Shit like that.
Yes. I love
All Tales with Patrick Swayze.
Oh, yeah.
Hmm.
And Oliver Platt.
So, whoa, we cut to the dad coming home, and Laura is in the backyard in the swimming pool with David.
Love
You
this
like-
scene.
Oh, yeah, give it to us, Will.
So William Peterson is going to the backyard. He hears the splash and he looks and he sees Mark Wahlberg, David, picking up and throwing Reese Witherspoon in the water. No, first he's making
wife.
he throws the wife in the water. Yeah, he's like throwing them around. They're going in the water, and then later on, and then he sees his wife. He goes, "I thought they broke up." She's like, "Well, I guess they're back together." And then like Mark Wahlberg is just like slow kissing and licking and just like tonguing
face.
Reese Witherspoon.
Yeah, it's nasty.
Just like just eating her face like a goddamn
She's gonna break out.
orangutan.
Mm.
And he's like,
That's a good
I'm
point.
fucking this shit out of the dad.
And just making close contact, like, "Hey, look what I did, buddy. I'm so cool."
I'm
Goddamn.
smooching your daughter.
This would really suck as a parent. I feel like
Mhm.
Having a
This is
sweaty
gonna happen to your
daughter.
son,
Yeah.
Adam.
Marky
And
Mark.
I'm gonna
figure.
be the one.
Williams
Stay
the
fuck-
Mark.
We don't look. We
Wait.
only do this over Zoom. Okay,
I-
stay the fuck away from me. Otherwise,
On senior prom, when I show up with my
I don't know. Laura is just
Don't
way
take my
too
son.
nonchalant about all of this, and I really
take
do
my
not
son,
think she
motherfucker.
is a good caretaker at all.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I mean, well, she's charmed by Marky Mark.
What's the line?
You know,
She's
She wants to
all
fuck
over,
him too.
all over his stick.
Yeah. It's thick.
Yeah, we're getting to that.
Don't hold
So
my
we're-
stick.
Yeah,
I also
Dad,
love her swimsuit.
I know, right?
She looks good.
Very, very revealing.
Hmm.
Yes.
Oh my god.
She's
No, it's
basically
on
wearing
purpose.
like
It's for-
a
it's
string
for-
bikini, and you can see
It's on purpose.
It's for Marky.
all of her body.
Wait,
It's for the tension in the movie. Like there's
The
this
whole
weird
thing is
blurred line
see-through.
of like.
Or maybe that's just the
It's
style
not just-
she wanted to wear.
I mean, he.
Sure. Yeah, I
Let's be
guess.
honest. There's a whole other movie being
I guess
made
you could
where Mark
just
Wahlberg
assume
is
that.
banging the stepmom.
that's what I was
Sure.
thinking the whole time.
Damn, that would have been
Like,
crazy.
she
if that
wants
happened.
it. She
That'd be
wants
cool.
it. And at the end, we'll get there. So the dad, he's sleuthing and he's following David, and he has a chat with some guy on the phone and blah blah blah. So then
Very 90s kind of dialogue. Turns out he's not actually. His whole story's false.
he says, I'm hip to your problems. Ew, gross. And they have this interaction where like David and the dad are having it out, and David says so many creepy things throughout this. He's like, I licked Nicole's sweet tears.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Uh,
Tears.
it's a lot, but it's a great scene though.
For sure.
Okay.
Because this
I
is
gotta
where
go
we
at,
are
like,
not even to the
8:30.
we're not even to the good stuff yet.
Because that's when David starts pounding his chest.
That is
Right.
not. That was
no,
such
because
an
they have to break up
awesome
again.
scene.
Or no.
Yeah.
You're right.
No, he's like false victimizing.
Yeah, he
himself.
pretends to get hurt. This is all out of The Good Son, kind of. It's very similar.
I was thinking about the good
Yeah.
son as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is a way
Gaslighting
better
kind of
version
thing.
of it.
I'm gonna have to watch it again.
Well, it's like a
So-
better version.
Yeah, it's a better version of the good
Okay.
son.
So then we cut to, Nicole's coming home. She has a fight with her dad. She thinks her dad hit David. She's like, I saw the bruises. Now she runs away with David in his awesome convertible. And I don't think it's like the dad's calling the cops and try to report it as kidnapping.
But there's nothing he can do.
Yeah, which that just didn't seem realistic to me, because in Florida anyways, there's a law you can't be out past a certain time. It's like curfew for minors.
There's laws in Florida.
Mhm. We're the land of the sheriff, Sonny.
Oh yeah, there's like fucking a lot of
Mhm.
laws.
What I heard.
So yeah, she doesn't want to go home with him when he drops her off, but so he pulls away. But then like as soon as he pulls away, she's like, oh shit, I don't want to go inside and be in trouble. So she just steals her parents' Jeep and takes off. And she like pulls up to the trap house. She walks up and we get this really cool shot of like these sheer blinds, and you can see Melissa Milano having sex with some guy.
But
Oh,
she's just grinding. She's just grinding on him.
I think
She's
she had
smoking
her
out of a
it was
crack
like
pipe.
the panties pulled to
Yeah,
the
she's
side
smoking
type
crack
of
and
deal.
fucking.
But it's not a
His
real
pants-
crack pipe. It's like a movie crack pipe.
His pants are fully up though.
She's just
How-
in her
I
just-
underwear wearing a
jean
top.
jamming.
It's a very
Could have still been having sex. I don't like.
They're like dry humping.
or dry
I
hump.
think they're dry humping.
Yes.
But she's smoking like a
get
weird
what you're
crack
saying.
pipe, and I've seen crack pipes. It's not a real one, but I appreciate.
That's
the
like
effort.
it's like a fancy weed pipe that they turned into a crack
Yeah,
pipe.
I was like, is that? It was
For the
hard
prop.
to tell. It kind of looked like a weed thing.
It was like a
bizarre.
meth pipe.
It doesn't have
What?
that spherical bowl. It has. It's like an open bowl.
Yeah,
Okay,
they clearly
okay.
got it at like a tobacco hut.
It's an ambiguous drug. Yes.
He has a Sherlock Holmes pipe. It's a little annoying.
Yeah, yeah.
He's
But yeah,
sprinkling
she's
crack.
making love to her her old
Logan,
man
the beautiful
boyfriend. Yeah.
90s goatee
then
guy.
This asshole Mark Wahlberg comes up and just like steals her away and carries her upstairs to rape her.
He says, "Come
And
on, you want to be with me, right? Don't you want to be with me?"
As he
And
grabs
she's
her
like,
head.
"Ow, ow, okay, okay." And then then
Damn.
Logan's like, "Whatever, man. I want that I'm tired of this bitch anyway."
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then Reese Witherspoon is like, "When my friends are cool, when," and then she goes
my
home. She's
God.
like, "When
They're
This
too
is
cool. I have to go
where-
they're too
home.
cool. I'm not when I can't."
So like
you
this
about
is
to
where I
say?
turned on Reese
That's so
Witherspoon.
uncool.
She literally should have called the police. She does
She
not.
should have
And
gone in
then
there, and she should
she-
have gotten her man away from this fucking
Oh
tired
my
ass bitch.
God.
Exactly.
You
She
know?
like she totally victim blames Marco
Yeah, she's
the
she's
next day.
slut
Yeah.
It's
shaming.
horrible.
She slut shames the way she was slut shamed.
Well,
Yeah,
she
it's not slut shaming when the
literally-
person was raped though. It's more like
Well,
victim
yeah,
blaming.
yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
But
and
it's
she
like
literally watches
You're
the
right.
watches it happen.
slut naming.
This is a good
or
point
whatever.
because she can't hear what they're saying because there's the music's so loud, but she sees it and she sees him grab her hair and violently pull her
she's like,
away.
Her
But it's like she
face-
doesn't see
Yeah.
that. It's like
Yeah,
she
that's crazy.
literally it doesn't even register to her.
That's a
That's
writing
my
thing.
man.
That's
That's
like
why I think it's a snow globe thing because listen, every single character is evil. She's fucking evil. Alyssa Milano lies to her face in a couple minutes. The dad's a piece of shit, like Will said. The
They're
stepmom's
flawed
obviously
people. They're not
awful.
perfect.
Yeah, they're
Cassie.
flawed. But
Okay, these are rich, nuanced characters. This is an art film.
I was looking at yeah,
I
it's
just
written
really
by
want it to
dude.
be in a snow globe. So then
All right, you're right. You're right. Okay, I
It
take it
does.
back. It's Snow Globe.
No, you're right. I'm wrong. I mean, it just sucks.
It's the ending of Krampus.
So the pain, the dad's like, the pain will go away, honey.
No,
So
I love this scene because she's sobbing, she's crying. He broke up with her, or she's broken up with him, and he says the pain will go away. And I like that scene because Mark Wahlberg doesn't have anyone to tell him that. He has no one is there to no adult or authority figure or parental figure can tell him like, hey man, these feelings are gonna go away. And he just flips out and goes crazy.
Yeah, hey man, don't be a sociopath. Oh, thanks, Dad. Like that's what would fix it. He just didn't have somebody to
Jesus.
tell him to not be a sociopath.
He doesn't even have a friend. His friends are creeps.
dude, that's why these parents are awful. They should have invited him into their home and taken care of him.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, he
He's
should have let him have
trash.
sex with his wife.
Well,
He's trash.
To fix him.
they're close to California. It could work.
Yeah.
So
We got to talk about sad Reese Witherspoon in the cafeteria. This is a great look. Her eyes are gaunt. Her hair is just completely trashed. She's not eating. Gary's like, come on, maybe you should eat something. And then Mark Wahlberg walks up behind her and does like a peekaboo kind of thing.
dude.
And she immediately screams and she's like, get off of me. Ah. She's just like high pitched screaming at him. And he's like,
great scream.
like, what's the matter? What's going on? And she's just like, I hate you. I don't ever want to see you. You're like Adam Bowers to me. Get out of here.
He literally says,
Okay.
That made me feel weird.
You think that's what you're named after? Oh no, because you were born like 40 years before the movie came out.
My parents were like,
Parents
"That's a
changed
pretty
his
good name."
name
Yeah.
after they saw a matinee of Fear. Look, I don't remember the dialogue, okay, but she was pretty
No,
upset.
yeah. He freaks out and causes a huge scene, and no adults show up at all again. And basically, Gary, like, I feel bad for Gary because he doesn't want to get involved, but he has to be like, dude, like, fuck off. Like,
Yeah.
right now, like,
Hey, stop it.
yeah. I mean, he has to say something, but he knows he can get his ass whooped.
This
So
not only is
then-
Gary a sad character, the actor playing Gary is a sad person. This guy is in like one horribly shitty movie after this. I looked him up on IMDb. He doesn't even have a photo on IMDb. The movie he's in after this is just like one of those like really sad straight to video kind of like cartoon
I
Really?
liked him
stupid
too.
CGI
Oh, that's
horror movies or
sad.
something.
Yeah,
And just like this guy
I mean,
sucks.
he's fine.
and, like,
He seems like
just-
he's nice.
he looks like the guy. He looks like
he seems like
he
an
looks
Adam
like a-
Bowers
Yeah,
type,
he seems like a
yes.
nice guy. I like there's something about this guy I like.
he physically
You
looked
like
like
Gary?
like the
I like Gary.
stand-in for the guy that was in Smallville.
This movie should have been about Gary.
Basically, yeah, he like stands up to him, and David leaves because he realizes he's in a huge crowded place and he's not going to get away with anything. And then Margot shows up at Nicole's. She asks Toby when he's going to grow up so she can ravage him. Barf.
God,
Ugh.
love this scene. Love this
Oh,
scene.
Yeah.
God.
Toby,
Yeah.
fucking pimp.
And like Nicole confronts her and Margot plays dumb, and she's like, then she admits it and like tells her that she was raped. But it's funny because Margot's like, I'm sorry, Nicole, I just have no idea what you're talking about. Just like literally still
Yeah.
lying straight to her face. It's crazy. And
But she doesn't know she saw. She doesn't, and she's ashamed.
Yeah.
yeah, and she's been lying about so much for so long at this point. She literally
smoking
doesn't know
crack,
what she's
too.
talking about.
Yeah, she's on drugs and shit. Like she's fucked up.
Yeah.
She's cool.
She's gone too far.
She's gone to cool
Yeah.
heaven.
Nicole's
Yeah, she went to
basically
cool
like,
heaven.
And she's being punished.
yeah. Nicole's like, fuck
Who
off.
cool heaven
and-
is dry humping that guy.
And then she goes, "You're my only friend."
Yeah.
And she just
And
like,
then
Alyssa
what's his
Milano's good in
name?
this, I think.
and Reese Witherspoon does come out and try to patch things up, but by then Alyssa Milano.
She's
already
already driven
Yeah.
away.
It's sad. She was like just a few seconds too late, and there was no cell phones yet. So she drives away in her Rabbit, right? Isn't that a VW Rabbit?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Mark Wahlberg chases her in probably the worst car chase in movie history. I mean,
Why
they're
doesn't she
going,
just pull over?
That was intense.
dude, they're
She's
going so
scared.
slow and they're just like lightly tapping each other, like bump, bump. Alyssa
She's
Milano
fine.
is just like crying the whole time.
Why doesn't she just pull over?
I mean, the guy just raped her the
I
night
thought it was
before.
scary.
I think that we needed to see how fucking annoying she is for this.
I would have
next
loved
scene
them,
to
like,
work when
going
he's
through
like, "Don't
Seattle."
cry, you fucking liked it.
Going through the warehouse
Yeah.
district, doing jumps, going through panes of glass, hairpin turns.
Yeah,
getting up
really
on two
stunt
wheels.
driver
Sure.
things.
Yeah, I would have loved to
Alyssa
fucking-
Milano's hitting ramps and
It just
stuff.
doesn't
Yeah,
make
it would've been
sense that
sick.
she's
Mark
it doesn't-
Wahlberg's in the
Would've been cool.
Corvair.
She doesn't know anything beyond the fact that he hit Nicole yet, so there's no reason for her to be running from him. And he's like basically her
raped her.
pimp.
He literally raped her.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like I still
That's
feel
pretty
like
bad.
she probably hung
She's
out the rest of the
traumatized.
night
No.
after that. I'm just saying.
She, I don't think she had a good time that night, Cassandra.
I think she's addicted to drugs. She's addicted to the drugs, and so
Yeah,
she, you know what I'm
she-
saying?
She did.
She's
she
addicted
did-
to the edge. She's addicted to being edgy.
Yeah, like
no,
William.
I don't think so.
She's
I
like
think
William.
she's addicted to crack, and she's
Yeah,
so,
and
that's-
then that led her to become addicted to crack.
so I
She's
just
not
don't
addicted
see
to
why.
crack.
I think she would have probably pulled over to see if he had some crack or meth. Or
I guess
whatever.
we never
Yeah,
showed.
that's true.
They never showed her smoking any of that crack though.
No, they did.
Then what?
When
I
she's
thought
she
so.
hits the
dry
pipe.
humping the guy, she hits the pipe.
She does.
Mark Wahlberg is like, you need to make it better. You need to fix this. I need to get back together with Reese Witherspoon.
Mhm.
Tears.
This is what gave me a good idea. This is how I got my Adam Forever tattoo on my chest. There we go. Marky
Oh my
Mark.
god.
This tattoo is
Cutting.
incredibly lame.
Dude, this shit
That's
freaked me out.
ridiculous.
I thought it was scary. I don't know.
That
Well, it's
seemed
psycho
like a
shit.
weird. It was too funny for the movie. Like it
What?
seemed
I
too
was-
like silly.
I was legitimately.
Go big or go home,
freaked out
Ryan.
by this.
I mean,
yeah, they're
it's-
trying to do some weird shit.
I just wish the
guess.
drawing
was
Trying to think
better.
of something weird to big
It's
do.
crazy, but the forever.
Forever.
Here's the
Forever.
like,
I know.
like
yeah,
that
it's
was
amazing.
like
Here's the
forever.
problem. Here's the problem.
So good.
He doesn't say
No one ever
R,
sees the
does he?
tattoo
Yeah.
later. There's no
bastard.
payoff for
And
the
then it's
scene.
just that's what
the
I'm
annoying
saying.
thing.
It seemed like
He
a little
needs to
bit.
take his shirt off and show
Oh
her.
shit, William, you're so smart. Fuck.
That's a
They're gonna
fucking
find it in the
giant
autopsy.
Yeah.
Screenwriting hole right there.
Maybe they added
That's why.
it or something.
That's why it seemed like a joke, like a tag to a scene that he did
Forever.
that,
He's
and it
fucking
kind of took me
smart.
out of the. It kind of
Yeah.
took me out of the movie.
They just wanted to show him without a shirt on for all the
What?
ladies. out
No, if
there.
it had an R, it would
Ah,
not. It would have
yes.
taken me out of the movie because that would have been forever. Marky Mark doesn't talk like that. He says forever.
forever.
Yeah,
He's-
that's
he's from
realistic.
Boston. The letter
But
R
you're
doesn't
right.
exist.
You're right. Why didn't it pay off?
They
That's
never
so
showed it again.
weird.
They just want to show how
Damn.
crazy he is. Like
They
he's
thought of a
cutting
way to
himself
work in a
up and
shirtless
throwing-
scene.
Son of a
Ink.
bitch. This is
Kind
gonna
of like
bother me.
finding
Or
like
like-
a topless scene for a female actor, like as a way to
Shower.
add value to your movie.
Yeah.
It's like
I mean,
adding
he's shirtless in,
body
like,
shots
most of the movie.
adding topless shots of Marky Mark.
Definitely.
Body shots.
So
Sexy.
then Gary
Body
and Nicole
shots.
are really dumb and they share another hug in front of the school. Like, why would you do that? And then, like with this
Let's
crazy
hug.
guy.
Well,
Okay,
they're
I'll-
friends.
let's hug
They
now.
they're friends.
Issue like we just had an issue with this guy. So then yeah, David's watching. Cut to the dad in the office. He's living like on pure adrenaline. He's been awake for 14 hours.
Doing
Why
the
stop
workaholic
now?
thing.
Yeah.
He's addicted to work. Work is
Gary
his
walking
crack.
in the woods. Okay, this
That
scene is
is
completely
insane.
unnecessary.
No, yes, it
There's
is.
no
It's an
reason for the
homage
scene
to the
to be in the
Heathers,
wood.
no?
Yeah, but like it's just
Why-
to show
why
that he's
is that his
crazy and then he
path
kills
home?
someone. But yeah, the scene does not make any. There's no reason for him to kill this guy.
Anybody who walks through the forest home
Deserves
to
to
school,
get killed.
well, like presumably will at some point just get killed.
Yeah, I mean it's
You're asking for it, kind of.
I don't know. I couldn't stop thinking about the Heathers during the scene. I'm like, oh, we get a good chase through the woods and a murder. I love this.
Mm.
Is
and he
there any
grabs him and
more-
tosses him, and he does like a triple flip before he snaps his neck.
Oh, he like just
He
snaps
suplexes
his
him.
neck.
Yeah.
It's like WWE. He gets on
It
the
was kinda
ropes and he
tight.
dive bombs.
Mm-hmm.
I would have loved for him to like crucify his body or do something really horrifying.
Dad's working on a huge project and he goes down to the parking garage with his coworkers and his like car is destroyed and there's a note on it that says, "Now I popped both your cherries."
It's pretty funny.
I mean,
Yeah.
he's a
Pretty good
funny
line.
guy.
I
He
guess.
should have.
It's a
It should have.
little-
He should have used.
Little roast humor.
He should have spelled cherries with W's instead of R's. If he's really from Boston.
That's how you survive. You got to be funny to
Cherries.
survive the orphanage. You know.
Now it gets the heat is getting turned up. Okay, so Nicole's being stalked at the mall. He's literally just completely lost it at this point. There's no
Yeah, he
return.
murdered a guy.
Yeah, I mean,
He
you
destroyed that
can-
beautiful car.
You can come
snapped a
back
piece
from
of
a
neck.
murder. You can come
He's
back
lost
from a
it,
murder.
man.
You murder somebody. You get your shit together.
You're
you
out
go-
there.
You just get your shit together and go whatever.
Yeah.
But if you murder somebody and then you continue to stalk somebody like within the hour, yeah, you're gone.
He's short-sighted. He's not thinking long term.
Yeah.
So-
Pace yourself.
William Peterson goes to the house and he just fucking trashes it. And this is hilarious. He goes into Mark Wahlberg's room, destroys everything.
That shrine.
That John Grudgeon Chucky doll.
There's pictures of William Peterson and the family
He keeps the
with
Chucky
Mark
dolls because it's
with
cool.
Mark Wahlberg's head
It's so
pasted on top, and the head is like it's like too tall. It's
It's like a George Costanza thing. On
it's like the
Seinfeld.
world's most pathetic like shrine.
Penny.
So then the funky bunch comes home and they have like a wordless
It is. I
scene.
think it might be the actual Funky Bunch.
I think it
They
was.
just- they each are looking at like their most cherished possession, which is now destroyed. One guy's like, oh, the drum set. The other guy's like the TV. Then the other guy's like the pool.
It's
Nick.
like,
And then Marky Mark looks in his room, and William Peterson had destroyed everything in the room, but he left the cross on the wall. And I feel like he was going to, and Marky Mark pulled the producer's side, was like, hey man, I'm a little uncomfortable with this idea of destroying the crucifix, you know.
yeah.
That's
can
a
see
little
that.
that ain't right. That's over the line.
Right. That's
Listen,
the
I'll blind a nation, dude, but we're not gonna mess with Jesus. Okay,
Truly-
that's crossing the line.
Yeah.
crucifixes
like that-
are for beating minorities strictly.
Yeah.
But I like William Peterson being like, I'm going to destroy this guy's room, but I'm going to leave that cross there because maybe I'll do him some good.
He's a good
Yeah,
dad. He's a
yeah.
good father.
This will teach him a lesson.
I don't think
See?
that was what is that real? What you're saying?
It's time to teach this young man.
I'm
a
ima-
lesson.
this is the theater of the mind. This is what I'm thinking. Well, you have to have some justification for why he destroyed everything in the
I think
room,
you're
but not the
bringing a lot
cross.
to that.
Maybe he had the
That is
whole
a
rest of the house to
choice.
destroy, and the cross didn't do nothing to hurt him.
Listen,
Yeah.
his religion
would've
is going to
thought-
play
I
a
would've put on
huge
my-
part in our ending, in my opinion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
So yeah,
I get where you're going with this.
the cross.
He raped
See,
a
I would
10-year-old
have
boy.
just laid naked in his bed and then reversed the roles and then started stalking Mark Wahlberg from that scene on.
That would have been that would have been nice. He's like, hey man, he's like,
I
"What are you
wouldn't have
doing
done
here?"
anything
He's
to the
like, "What?
house.
I'm just following you around.
Creeps Mark Wahlberg out.
I would have
nothing to
I
stop
would have
you
tattooed
now.
Marky and I forever on my chest and just
Yeah.
laid there naked until he got home on his nasty wool comforter.
That's a good
Yeah.
strategy.
And then Mark Wahlberg comes home and he's like seeing William Peterson in the pool with the funky bunch and the three dudes.
he's
like, "What's that guy doing
playfully
here?"
tossing,
Well,
Like, no man, this guy's cool.
playfully tossing him into
Yeah,
the
he's like tossing them around.
These guys,
He's helping
they're,
them garden and like fixing up the
Yeah.
place.
they're like, okay, an eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, whatever. And Marky Mark's like, I know who did it. and like, let's roll out. So fucking transform and roll out, whatever. They're gonna go to Nicole's house and terrorize them. But in the meantime, Margot goes over there to tell them that Gary's dead. So, and that was a really good jump scare for me. Like, I thought that they were gonna be the first
the
ones that
doorbell?
showed up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
It's
forgot
just an
about
excuse to get Alyssa Milano in the house too.
Yeah.
that. And that
Sure.
little kid is like hitting the dog whistle, right? But I thought he was hitting a jewel at first.
Yeah.
And
This
then
is
that,
stressful, man.
They decapitate the dog and put its head in
Oh,
through the
poor
doggy door.
dog. That dog did not
Yeah.
do anything
it was
wrong.
so awesome. I mean,
They mean
terrible.
serious business.
How'd
House-
they even decapitate it? None of them had knives.
I think it's because
It's a
they
crack
have
pipe.
a
The crack
history. They have that kind of relationship with animals because they're dog fighters. bro.
Yeah.
Oh,
They
I see.
just, yeah.
They sell
Yeah.
dogs. We don't
Yeah,
know
they'll-
if they're
they'll
dog
fucking dog.
fighters.
We don't know, but like we know there might be some kind of history of animal abuse.
Yeah. It seemed
Yeah.
dog fighter-ish to me.
Yeah, that's good
Okay.
writing.
Yeah.
I thought the dogs were going to come more into play, to be honest.
I was hoping
Yeah.
more of a payoff with the dog, but it just they got
Yeah.
it decapitated immediately. And
Well, no,
that
they're
was that.
driving. They're driving in a scene with like a Rottweiler or something in the front seat. The night that he goes over to bang her, and I
You're
was like,
right.
they're gonna bring these dogs over to the house and just like sick a bunch of dogs on the family, and then there's just nothing about dogs anymore.
That's strange.
There's like a
Um,
build up. There's a build up about like abusing dogs, and then they
True.
just killed one.
Yeah, you're right though about the dog in the car. That is another weird thing.
It would have been nice if they tried to talk out their problems instead of murdering the entire family.
Well,
That would have been lame.
That would've
The
been
mom would have
nice.
just been
What are you
calling
talking about,
Marky a
William?
slut. He would have just been calling She would have been calling everybody sluts.
they have reinforced doors. They have like this is a safe house, in no explicit ways because it's never explained or really established. They just
Yeah.
cut like one wire outside and now they lose like the ability to call for help and
Yeah.
like
What is it? What is this? Some sort of telephone line?
it's weird. It's just like what?
That's how it was in the 90s. There were no cell phones.
Yeah, but
nothing.
you wouldn't.
Even though we
think-
see Mark Wahlberg with a cell phone, a high-powered architect like this guy, he has no cellular phones. A
in his
businessman
car.
traveling.
the cell phone's in his car.
There is a
Mhm.
car.
Oh
fraud.
yeah, the Toby has to go.
hmm
Good old Toby.
He's
saves
great.
the day.
This-
He's the true hero.
Yeah.
So this scene is kind of
my inspiration.
it's kind of slow.
hmm
I kind of wish is a little more fast paced, a little more intense, but these
Mhm.
guys are such idiots. Like one of them just looks
Yeah, they're crackheads.
he looks so dumb.
They all look like guys who would be on Blind Date. You know
They
what
look
I'm
like
saying?
bad they're like bad LA actors and they're not in
Yeah,
anything
yeah.
else.
Yeah, definitely.
They're like, oh, we're just looking for losers, like central casting for like complete losers, like total,
Mission
total
accomplished.
shitheads. Yeah.
Dude, you're talking about the Funky Bunch. Watch it, dude.
So they're like terrorizing halfway, like kind of getting into the house, and Nicole's upstairs doing an SOS signal with the flashlight, and the fat security guard because
Oh,
why
Morty.
fat?
I'm
Why are,
sorry.
you, why are you body shaming
because
Morty?
he's lazy. He's just like meh.
Mort. He's so cool. He turns out to be so cool though.
This is
He
right out of the
doesn't-
Shining.
yeah, he's
He's
fucking double
Literally,
fisting.
he sees an SOS signal and he's like deciding if he
Got
should
to.
finish his show before he goes up there.
Well, he's probably getting paid minimum.
These are
wage.
rich people. He
Like,
can't just
shit
call the
job.
cop on them.
To
Yeah.
sit
Yeah.
there in the beauty of nature all day and do nothing. Come on, man.
You don't.
Yeah.
You just don't get security guards.
Yeah, he's not good at his job. Let's face it. Just
Guess
because
I
he
check
carries
it
two
out.
guns doesn't mean he's good at his job, Ryan.
He saw the
Go.
light flashing. He can't just pull out a sniper rifle and start lighting up people.
Yeah,
That'd be
God
cool.
forbid he actually
He-
hurried
he's
up.
at the gun store deciding whether he should get 2 guns or 1 sniper rifle. The 2 guns. And he's like, shit.
He's like his loadout doesn't work like in the video games. Like,
Yes.
I will say that Margot's meltdown through this whole thing is so visceral and great. Alyssa Milano is such a great actress.
That
She's
was
really
good,
good in this
yeah.
movie, I think. I feel like she's the best.
It seemed
Actor in
legit,
the
like
movie.
PTSD, freaking out.
are you
Yeah.
insane?
No. I mean Reese Witherspoon's good too, but
I thought the dog was.
What about
pretty
Mark
good.
Wahlberg?
Yeah, Mark.
I don't think
Wahlberg was
Mark
pretty good.
I don't
He's
think
not
Mark Wahlberg
playing
is
anything.
polished.
Yeah, he's kind of
this
just
movie.
being
I
himself.
disagree. I mean, this is a star-making performance. This is a big deal. This is a first leading man role, and he just blows it out the water. He's a superstar.
He did do pretty
Mm.
well.
No.
Yeah, Alyssa Milano is a complete has-been.
Well, who cares? That doesn't mean that like we're talking about their performances in the movie.
Yeah,
She's
me too.
way more
That's what
successful
I'm talking
than
about.
Mark Wahlberg. First off,
What? She just is a Twitter reply guy who complains
She
about
But Mark
did
Wahlberg's
like
like a leading man
9
still.
years of Charmed.
yeah, Trump, Mark Wahlberg.
She got that
That's true.
Charmed money.
You ever heard of
Yeah,
Wahlberg?
hell yeah.
Yeah, but does she have a
Yeah,
that Wahlburger money?
Yeah, that's true.
I couldn't get through. I saw Will's tweet about that show, and I
Wall
couldn't.
Street?
Wall Street.
Oh,
But I turned it
Season
off
1 on
at,
HBO Max.
at
Hilarious.
1 minute in. I was out.
Hilarious. One of the best shows ever made. So funny.
I couldn't do it.
all right.
Yeah, Mark, and I mean, I agree he's great. I just don't think he's acting. I think this is really who he is. And so
Sure.
and to my point, at the door when he's like, "Let me in the fucking house," to the dad, that was not written in the script or anything. That was all him. And so they were just like, "Okay, let's keep it."
And then the producer Brian Grazer, Ron Howard's partner, was like, "We're putting that in the fucking movie. That's going in the trailer. That's the scene. Do it."
That
Put
little
it in.
that little peephole scene.
Thank you, Will.
Yeah.
And it's a classic scene, classic
People.
line.
It
It
It's
is,
from
yeah,
the
because
was,
he goes-
classic
he-
trailer moment.
was it in the trailer? I was just gonna
Yeah.
ask. Okay.
Yeah.
Because he
Yeah.
goes from like whispering to just psychotic screaming.
It was like,
So
oh my
this
god.
is- the scene kind of just goes on and on.
Marky
People
Mark.
are getting killed. People are getting
Right?
hurt, but no one's
It
getting
is.
nothing big is
They're
happening.
moving
until-
furniture in front of the window.
The highlight, the highlight is the little kid driving backwards. I love the shot of this kid running
Yeah.
over this guy. It's very funny. Like
It's so
he's so
good.
innocent looking and so cute, and he just
Yeah.
kills
Yeah.
the stupidest of all the
Yeah.
gangsters.
The most
Oh.
blind date of them all.
Then
There
I
is-
love Mark Wahlberg shooting Logan in the head. That's a
Yes.
That was
great
good,
moment.
There's one really cool shot though. in
Totally
this,
psychotic.
where you're looking from the house, right? So Reese is looking out the upstairs window, and then somebody's downstairs. I think the parents are downstairs looking through the camera, and it's just like a mirrored shot. It's really cool. I don't know. I just remember thinking it was really cool the way they shot
This
it.
movie is well shot. Yeah.
Sorry.
So then eventually Mark Wahlberg's
Oh,
plan is he's going to shoot the dad in the head and make Reese Witherspoon watch, and then they're going to go away together. And
Live happily ever after.
his plan,
Whoa, let's not rush.
yeah, it's a
through
little
this.
psychotic. It's a little deranged, but Reese Witherspoon's like, no, like don't kill my father. Mark Wahlberg is like confused. And
Calm
then
down, Mr. Walker.
what happened?
Everything's
Someone
under
get-
control.
Yeah.
something
I'm
somebody
just
gets
a little
distracted.
guy. Don't worry.
David puts Nicole in her bed and tells her to say goodbye to her dad so that he can shoot him in the head and they can begin their life together. This gives me Elizabeth Smart vibes. because
Who distracts Mark Wahlberg?
Wait, I don't know how Elizabeth.
no, wait,
Smart
he
is.
goes, "It's okay. All girls
Who's-
cry at their weddings, Nicole."
Oh yeah.
Yeah. She does.
like, dude,
Nicole kind of
what?
keeps distracting.
Are you
him.
guys familiar with Elizabeth Smart and that
Yes,
whole thing?
yes, but we can't go into it because Adam has to leave.
Uh,
It's a giant kidnapping story. I don't know how you don't know.
I
about
kind
it,
of
Adam.
have heard about it. so-
Doesn't this remind you of
That was
that?
so-
He's like
sounds-
definitely giving me that whole religious weird, especially with the crucifixes.
Yeah,
and
he's totally
everything.
psycho.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
He's legit
yeah.
psycho. So something happens. He gets distracted. I think Alyssa Milano distracts him, and then
Mhm.
Reese Witherspoon is able
Yeah.
to stab him with the extremely cheap peace pipe they won from the
Mhm.
carnival earlier in the movie.
Well, the dad
And-
gets out of his cuffs. That's what distracts him.
It's
Oh yeah, they get
because
the keys, yada yada yada. I mean,
Yeah.
it just kind of goes on. It's kind of
They're on an
Way too
Indian
long.
burial ground, and so the peace pipe
Yeah.
is the only thing that can stop the evil.
a
And it-
wizard. Yeah, Ernest from Ernest Goes to Camp is able to rescue them using Native American magic.
Mhm.
Cool. That'd be cool if
And-
Ernest
oh my
shows up and
God.
saves the day in this movie.
And then William Peterson karate kicks Mark Wahlberg out the window.
No, he
Just like in Murder by Numbers.
Just
we get
like
the same death.
Yeah.
Brandon
does
Lee
not-
Another Gen X.
he does not karate kick him. He
he
does,
does a crane kick from
No, but we
No,
get a
I guess
nice
not.
like dead body on the ground shot, on a
Yeah,
cliffside.
that was the best kill scene for sure. But he does not
Okay.
karate kick him. He does a Fresh Prince of Bel Air yeets him out of
Jazz thing.
Jazzy
Mhm.
Jeff.
Throwing jazz out.
He just literally
win-
eats him out the window. He like grabs the back of him and then yeets
Okay.
him.
And then
And
what
even-
shape does he make when he lands, Cassie?
I don't know. Is he like spread eagle,
Swastika?
face
He's,
down?
he's crucified.
Oh my God, are you for real?
I thought that's why
Oh.
you were saying like this pays back later.
No. I meant because
thought
like the
that
was
whole
just-
Elizabeth Smart thing, how
Let's
he's
fact
like,
check
it's
this.
your wedding day and you're gonna like, he just went very alt-right religious with it all of a sudden, like out of nowhere.
Yeah, very controlling and
It
and
got
weird.
Even Florida
yeah.
on her ass.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. I'm looking to see if this is
I don't
actually
know.
He doesn't land in a crucifix
This
position.
is a
He
Halloween
does.
movie.
He
Yeah,
does.
He does.
He lands. I'm looking
he
at it
just
right
belly
now.
flops.
He goes.
Dude,
He lands
that's
like this.
amazing
Yeah,
if
it's
he
like-
does.
Oh, thanks for making it funny, Adam.
Shut
Fucking
up,
Well,
Adam. Oh my god.
what?
I have to deal with
you
Ryan
just gonna
already
fucking
dissing
lie?
my karate
No,
kick joke.
because you can't disrespect the Jazzy
This is
Jeff
play-
toss.
I was just
You know
happy.
how Ryan feels about the Jazzy Jeff toss.
I'm playing fast and loose with the story.
Yeah, you could say that again.
I was just happy to see
Just
him
saying
die the
whatever
same
bullshit
way as
comes to your
Trevor
mind.
by numbers. I was like, memories, sweet.
Yeah.
Also, Batman.
Wow, what a
the-
coincidence,
The,
too.
90s has a lot
Or
of
two
falling
movies.
people.
Mhm.
Good Son.
Mhm,
Yes.
Okay.
That's a very
Okay.
90s is all about falling out of the
yes.
window.
That's a very good point. Good Son is also a similar climax.
By
Very
the
weird.
waterfront.
By the
yeah.
water, yeah, on the rocks.
Oh,
or whatever.
okay. I've got to rewatch that movie.
That's
I've
so
got
weird.
to, especially because I was so mad at you, William.
You
when
know
I
who
listened
did the
to that
first-
episode.
Why?
dropping a.
This is good to hear.
You know where they got that
like
ending
this.
from?
The Good Son.
Alfred
Oh,
Hitchcock.
oh, yes. He's right. Hitchcock.
I noticed this movie had a lot of Hitchcock vibes.
Whoa.
It's Hitchcocky.
You're such a coattail rider. You're such a poor man's Adam.
Yeah, totally.
Like, you know.
I said that shit at the fucking first 10
Dude.
minutes, dude.
Everyone cries and hugs.
You said it about
and-
the scene where she looks down.
Yeah.
Whereas a very obvious reference is when the people actually fall and die from the height.
It's Hitchcocky.
Is it Saboteur
No,
with the
no.
Statue of Liberty? I can't remember.
That's
the
no,
famous
this is
set-
good.
Oh, you're
Everything's
thinking of
coming
X-Men.
together.
Y'all,
North by Northwest. I mean, come on.
Oh, I would say
'Cause I have a lot
three and a
more.
half because it's like it has the script has these like flaws and stuff, and then the third act is, kind of Home Alone-y and shit. But otherwise, like it's a pretty like good subversive movie, I would say. And go off camera, okay?
Wow, that was compelling.
I know. Sorry.
Slick and smooth, like Roger Ebert, Gene Siskel.
Call me Gene Siskel.
Did you watch the
Hey,
review
Gene
for
Shalit.
this, Will?
Absolutely, I watched it. Gene Siskel
did.
was like, "This movie is so cliched, so trashy, so stupid," and then Roger Ebert's like, "I liked it.
Hmm
I thought it was good."
I love Ebert. He's so sweet.
Ebert gets it. He likes a nice trashy genre film.
Yeah,
It
totally.
was good. It was
Um,
good and it was smooth. It like played
Has
real
good shit
smooth.
in it. I would say a 3.5. It's a
Three and a
flawed.
half.
It could be like a really, really good movie, like solid
Okay.
movie. It has these
3.5
flaws.
is a good
Yeah.
rating. That's a good movie.
But it's for a movie that could be like has moments and qualities of excellence.
Okay,
Mhm.
well,
It's like flaws.
you can just leave.
All
So
right.
I'm not a negative person
Thanks.
like Adam. This movie, I think, surpasses expectations. That's why I'm
It-
giving it
yeah.
3.5 stars because it's good. It's a
For sure.
genre film, delivers. I wanted to give it 4 stars, honestly,
Yeah, yeah,
but it's just a little too cliched at the end.
yeah. Agree. All right. See you later.
You can go, Adam. All right, bye.
Bye. Thanks.
If you like movies like this,
hmm
you got to see The Crush with Alicia Silverstone.
Oh my
Okay.
God. Okay. I love, love, love Alicia Silverstone. And I wasn't sure if that's a good movie or not. And I was like, am I going to be disappointed if I watch this?
It's like the
Is it-
PG-13 version of this. It's fun.
Is
as
it?
hell.
It's also
Okay.
90s.
What was the other one you told me to watch though?
Freeway.
Freeway. Okay. Which that I
Okay.
think I've seen and I didn't love.
I
Like,
need
it was
to write
boring.
Freeway's a
kinda.
masterpiece.
Okay. I'll
Kiefer
love
Sutherland.
it.
Kiefer Sutherland's in it. Yeah,
Um,
Reese Witherspoon plays a trashy. Her parents are like crackheads and get arrested in the movie, and then it's like
I read all about it.
like an R-rated version of Little Red Riding Hood, and then Kiefer Sutherland picks her up hitchhiking, and he
He's
tries
the wolf.
yeah, he's the wolf. He tries to rape and kill her, but then she shoots him in the face multiple times.
All right. Well, I guess I don't need to watch it.
That's not the whole movie.
Okay.
That's just a setup. Then it
Like an
keeps
Eileen
going. It gets
Wuornos
crazier and
situation.
crazier.
You don't have to. Do you feel like you can't watch something if you already know about it? Really?
Me? No.
Yeah. Oh,
No,
okay.
no.
Yeah. So this is my favorite kind of ending to a movie. It ends so abruptly. It reminds me of Scream, right? The ending of Scream.
Yes, exactly.
And we pan away super fast, and everybody hates the end because they're like,
Immediately.
"I needed more. I want to know what happens." And we could have had a few more minutes with this. It's like, yeah, because you loved that world. You want to spend more time there. Mission accomplished. It's perfect.
Yeah, that was a
Yeah.
good. But it did. Like his body hit the ground and then credits rolled. Is how it felt, and I was like,
They
"Wait,
hug,
what?"
yeah, and then it's the next day. We got to also say like the score in this movie is amazing.
Oh
Carter
yes.
Carter
Well,
I want to
it's-
get this. I want to get
it's-
this soundtrack.
He did
It's
like
the morning, right? After like the long night.
It's light out. Yeah.
yeah, the music playing over the the fancy house with all the
The
ambulance
police, yeah.
paramedics.
There's divers all around the
Yeah, I
house.
saw that.
So does
Costa,
that
or-
mean that David is unaccounted for?
I was wondering why there
Ooh.
was I think they just probably had to cheat the shot when they threw him out of the window, as
Mhm,
opposed to when they were doing the far away shot. Because you know that little area that he landed on, that
mhm.
like wasn't there in the credit scene. So that must
What if they shot a version where he went into the water
that's what I thought was going to happen, is when
and
he flew
then
into the water.
He
they just don't even
survived,
know what happened?
Maybe. It's a very I know what you did last summer feel. Why are
Yeah.
the scuba divers? That's so intentional. We need a sequel.
Have you ever seen Cape Fear?
No. It keeps
Robert De Niro?
popping up in my suggested. Do you think I should watch it? I really like Single White
absolutely.
Female.
It's a masterpiece.
I almost watched that thinking that this was what I was supposed to watch for this, but
Oh my god, that's funny.
I
Yeah,
didn't.
every movie you've sent me, Will, I've loved.
So had you watch Hand That Rocks the Cradle? That rocks. That's on HBO Max right now.
Loved that movie.
well, I don't know how you are, but William is like I enjoy I'll watch a movie. I could care. I'll get high and I'll watch a movie, and I won't be like, oh, the nuances weren't nuanced.
You just watch
enough.
anything.
I'll be like, oh, that movie sucks, or I like that movie a lot more than that movie. But I'm not. William's watching like he feels probably like he's on set watching a movie.
Yeah.
He's like, oh,
Of
the
course.
lighting could have been a little different on this scene, and it would have made it a better movie.
If you've seen like a lot of movies, you understand the patterns and the rhythms of them. So like the other movie you should watch definitely, if you want to know more about fear, is Fatal Attraction, because that is the literal template.
I've seen
of this
that
movie.
one.
Feel like
And that's
I
where
did
Michael
see
Douglas
that.
has an affair. with
Probably
Glenn
like a
Close.
long ass time
That's
ago.
where the bunny boiler comes from, right?
Yes.
Okay, I think so. I think I saw that one. I did watch
Very
Gaslight.
sexy.
I watched the American version of Gaslight recently, and I liked that a lot. I love how when we pan back, it really shows you how isolated they are. Like it just reminds you.
Yeah,
of
they're like
what-
on this little like toenail of a island or something. They're just like in the middle of nowhere.
Mhm.
Classic.
It's a decent Lifetime movie.
Did you ever see? Did you watch Hideaway, Cassie?
No, Hideaway.
Because
let
we
me
covered it on the
see.
podcast. Ryan, weren't you getting Hideaway vibes from this movie? Like it's very
Hideaway.
it's such a similar relationship between the parents and the teenage
Man, I
daughter.
forget Hideaway.
Jeff Goldblum.
Oh yes,
husband is
yes,
in this
yes, yes,
movie?
yes.
And there's like Pacific Northwest.
This
It's
is
very
yes, yes.
It's very funny 'cause
Alicia
they're in a-
Silverstone.
You haven't seen
It's
Hideaway?
not-
Oh my
it's-
god.
It's
It's
so.
Oh,
Jeff
I liked
Goldblum.
it.
Jeff Goldblum's so fucking funny in that movie.
If you
It's so
if you
so
watch
high.
it,
Oh my God.
watch
it's
it
so
as
funny.
watch it as a graphic novel. This sounds lame, but
Okay.
watch
The
it
co-
as if it's a graphic novel, and it still is not good. But
Remember Jeff Goldblum with the sunglasses looking cool in the nightclub, picking up chicks?
Oh my gosh, I can't wait to watch this. This is crazy.
no, that's not Jeff Goldblum. That's
Well, he has the vision where it's him
Is
Oh,
it?
yeah.
and the killer's mine, and he looks so dumb.
yeah. You got to watch Hideaway.
Oh, I love a psychological thriller right now. Yeah, I'm going through a phase.
This one's thrilling.
There's so many from the early '90s. They're just it's just an endless.
This is
click.
exciting.
That's like
You got to
all-
watch Cape
yeah.
Fear. That movie is fucking awesome.
Fuck
That's
yeah. I'm going
Are we
to.
watching that for the next episode?
I want to, but Adam's already seen it. It's kind of fun when he hasn't seen the movie and has no idea what's happening
Okay.
when he recounts it.
When I
He's like that with every movie. He just gets so high and then he acts like he's never even seen it, even though he just watched it.
when I sent you guys this movie, told you of this movie, I was just like, I'm sure they've seen it, right? And then when I rewatched it, I was like, oh my God, if they haven't seen this is such an embarrassing pick.
No.
It's
This is
perfect.
great. This is good.
It's
Oh, Mr.
perfect. And was it a blockbuster? Like, was it in?
It was a hit. Yeah, this
It
is a
did
hit.
good.
I
Theaters?
remember, like the girls in my class that I would talk to, like the weekend after, like, yeah, we saw Fear. It was good, and I was just like, oh, that's cool. Whatever. Going on dates, watching movies. That's lame. I watched, like some awful horror movie.
Some silent French film, and you're
I
running
watched,
notes
like,
about it.
some
HBO.
disgusting, horrible movie
Yeah.
by myself, masturbating alone.
Watching like Silk Stockings on Showtime at 3 a.m.
Loved. Silk Stockings was on USA. Red Shoe Diaries was on Showtime.
Oh my God, he had a whole dry erase board with the schedule, or it's probably just a straight?
I used to literally read the TV guide from the first page to the last page, every single word of
Really?
it.
I
Because
love
my
the
mom,
TV guide.
my mom
Yeah.
would take me to the grocery store, and she would get the TV guide. So like, I would just tune out everything and just read the entire issue. And I had all the movie channels. So in the last page of the TV guide, they tell you what movies are premiering on HBO, Showtime, Cinemax. And I would not circle them, but I would remember them all and be like, oh, that movie is playing for the first time this week. So I knew all the premieres. I also had the Leonard Maltin movie guide, and I used to read that every night for maybe 14 years. So I have like
Okay.
Leonard Maltin
You make a lot more sense now.
You're getting me-
reviews like
this is like getting me
memorized.
hot. I can't.
When I listen to Doug Loves Movies and he does the description, I already know the movie because I've memorized
That's wild.
the
That's so
fucking book because
cool.
I would just read it over and over again.
I'm like
yeah,
that too.
I guess some people
like
would say
that.
that's cool. Yeah.
That's very cool. If you follow me on Instagram at Cassandra Explains It All, I just posted on my stories a picture of the TV guide from like 1995 or something one random night. Cause like sometimes I just sit up at night and look through them, pick just a certain day and a year and watch commercials from that day all day.
Ooh, commercials I could get into. That's
Mhm.
interesting.
I'm a sucker for like a good Capri Sun commercial from the 90s. So but
They were like CGI animated back then.
yeah. But
The whole liquid coming out of the
Commercials are so bad. Like every now and then I'll
Well,
watch a commercial on a live stream, and I'll be like, I can't believe we used to watch
I
commercials.
know.
since the pandemic, every commercial is like, it's gonna be crazy the year
Yes.
we had, but now we're getting together. Burger King has a large fries on. It's like so sentimental about the year we've had, and then it's just some dumb belts on sale at Walgreens. Like, what the hell? Just what does that have to do? We've been locked in all year.
The little brother was in
The
a bunch
hero?
of he was in a bunch of Mary Kate and Ashley stuff when he was a
Oh, the
little
West was
kid.
fun.
Yeah. And
That's the
he was in X-Files. That was in no, Gary was in X-Files, and he was in the episode called like Fire something. I don't know. And then also, oh yeah, Gary is in Mother May I Sleep with Danger, which is a great fucking Lifetime movie.
sounds like my lifestyle.
I think it's James Franco.
been-
There's two
and I-
versions.
I've been watching a lot of Lifetime with my parents, to be honest, with my
Boy,
dad.
we sh-
Lifetime and Hallmark. And
I-
like literally sometimes we'll watch 3 movies back to back. My dad
They're
and I will just
lit.
sit in our living room and watch, especially
Same.
during Christmas. Like they're all the
Yeah.
exact same script.
Those movies, I believe, are shot in 4 or 5 days.
Yes.
At
it's-
max.
It's like essentially a long TV episode.
hmm
Yeah.
It's
I mean, it's
something
just probably
insane.
money laundering.
I used to take care of like elderly people, like end of life
Like put a
care.
pillow over their head, take care of them.
Yeah.
I would do like end of life care, and all the old people would want to watch Hallmark movies, and it was cool. So I got to watch a lot of like Diagnosis Murder and a lot of Hallmark movies. But like,
Oh,
I've been-
DVD, Dick Van Dyke, dude. Diagnosis
Yeah, I
Murder.
love Dick Van Dyke.
Oh, I've never seen that.
You would
We
like
just
it.
watched with my niece. We just watched Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. That was
Okay.
the first, maybe the only Dick Van Dyke movie I've seen.
It's fun for the whole family. It's very Hallmark.
I don't know if my niece knows about murder yet, though.
It's not. It's like something
Just the
weird
word.
happens, and then yeah, it's true. It's corny, and his son's in it.
There's this really cool Dick Van Dyke movie where he plays an alcoholic, and he drives like a car that looks like the Chitty Chitty Bang Bang car, like a very old fashioned car like that, and he drives it into his house, and it's like an amazing
The fuck?
sequence. I forget what movie it's called, but
Holy shit!
and then someone has to
Shit.
tell him like, "Hey man, that's not your house," and and he realizes in that moment he's like, "I'm such an alcoholic, I don't even know where I live."
Fuck! I need to have a Dick
It's in
Van
one of
Dyke
the-
weekend.
Not that I drove through the house, but I don't know my address.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have
like
had this if this would have been my own house, I would not have had this realization. But
Oh, but
shit.
yeah, I've watched probably 10 Lifetime movies in the last week.
They're getting like
Mm-hmm.
the weird murder, like obsessive boyfriend murder
Yeah.
ones, obsessive bridesmaid. just
I
watched
go
one about
back. I go
that.
back in time. I mean, I just watch them all. The crazier the better. Whatever.
My parents will turn them off if they look at the if it's like anything before 2019, they've seen them like 3 times already.
Oh, cool.
So they're like, oh God, nothing's on again. And I'm like, you
Yeah.
literally have
There's
1,000 channels.
there's one that is a Christmas movie I watch every Christmas, and it's got Alyssa Milano in it, and she plays a mobster's wife who the guy dies, and then she has to like take care of her family, and it gets crazy. It's good, and
Okay.
it takes place at Christmas, and it's a Lifetime movie. I'll try to find it and send it to you. You guys can
I'd
watch
watch
it.
that one.
Yeah, and then
Been a
there's
real
one
bonding.
with Shannon Doherty called Growing the Big One. That's a Hallmark movie where she goes back to the family
Hey
farm
now.
to grow the biggest
that
pumpkin.
seems a little oh, I have seen that one.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of winery ones.
Yeah.
Any good
Yeah.
ones with Candace Cameron?
Who's
Oh my
that?
god. I am
The older
obsessed.
DJ from Full
Yes,
House.
there is. And I'm obsessed with Kurt Cameron and how crazy he is. I would love to cover his Christmas movie, Saving Kurt Cameron Saves Christmas over Christmas time. I think that'd be so fun.
Isn't it Christmas Chronicles?
No, it's called Kurt Cameron Saves Christmas.
Kurtmas.
KC, dude. Have you ever seen the cocaine episode of Growing Pains?
I've seen every episode of Growing Pains. I'm a stan. I'm a Growing Pains stan. Yeah.
I don't think I've
DiCaprio?
ever seen Growing Pains once.
Did you know DiCaprio had to ask permission to leave Growing Pains to do What's Eating Gilbert Grape?
Really?
And they're like, "Yeah, man, you're way too good of an actor to be on this."
Oh, they were
show."
actually nice. And
Yeah.
if anything, it'll just make the show better, right?
Yeah.
Well, he never
I
came
just,
back.
I just watched
Well,
that
no,
movie.
but
He
people will
became
be
an
like,
Oscar-nominated actor.
yeah.
I just watched that movie the other day. What's Eating Gilbert Grape?
So funny when he comes home and he's like, "Baba, Baba." I mean, I'm just slapping my knee. I'm just laughing.
I'm a bathtub scene. That bathtub scene has me rolling usually every time.
I don't
Oh my
remember.
god.
He just gets left in the bathroom.